And good evening, everybody. See if it's working. Hopefully it's working. Yeah, thank you very much for joining me this evening. I'm going to be doing a solo playthrough of Perseverance using Tabletop Simulator. Sound is all okay. Thank you very much for letting me know. Vicky's in the room just checking that the sound is okay because I've been having lots of audio issues over the last week or so. So yeah, thank you very much for joining me this evening. You will notice that tonight I don't have the game set up here. The prototype that I did have had to go off to another content creator. So I don't have the physical prototype anymore. No more playing with the little dinosaurs for me. So tonight we're going to be using Tabletop Simulator. We were planning to use Tabletopia, but there were a couple of last minute changes that needed to be made, and that's easier to do in Tabletop Simulator. So yes, we're here on Tabletop Simulator. The sound is decent, says Jonathan. Excellent, thank you very much. I have my secondary laptop here where I will be looking at the chat, because on my main screen I have Tabletop Simulator running full screen. Okay, so what's this going to be tonight? I'm not going to be doing a full tutorial tonight. I am just mainly focusing on the solo playthrough. So if you do not know how to play the game, then you are welcome to stay with us. I will be explaining bits as I go along, but my intention was not to deliver a full tutorial where I explain everything up front. I have already done 2 videos on this game. I've done a tutorial and playthrough on episode 1, which was a couple of weeks ago. That's on the channel. That was a 3-player game. And then I did episode 2. Tonight we're doing a solo playthrough of episode 1. So if you do want to watch a multiplayer playthrough, they are on the channel now. Just go to my channel, search by it, you'll find them. Yeah, solo playthrough tonight. Now, obviously this is not a finished game. This is very, very close to what the components are going to look like in terms of artwork and graphic design. But technically this is still a prototype. I don't think it's going to look much different than this. But there may be some tweaks. And the rules that we're using tonight are the rules at the current time of recording. If something changes between now and the game coming out, then it means certain parts of this video may be wrong. But there we go. We're going to do with what we've got. So a very quick overview of what the game is if you are new to the game. Perseverance is a game that's going to come in 4 episodes. Episode 1 and 2 are on Kickstarter right now. 3 and 4 will be coming at some point in the future. And it's basically set on this island, which is an uncharted island somewhere. And we were on a luxury cruise liner around the Bermuda Triangle area. The cruise liner has crashed. And we're on this island, and oh dear, there's dinosaurs on this island. So there doesn't appear to be anybody else here. We've no way off the island, and we've got to basically survive. So episode 1 is all about, we've landed, we're on this beach here. We have dinosaurs coming in from the top, and we basically have to build settlements. We have to build some defenses and try and protect ourselves. This might sound like a cooperative game, but it isn't. Each player in the game is basically the leader of a small faction, and you're trying to get as many followers as you can, and it will be the player with the most followers at the end of the game that wins. In the solo game, we set a difficulty level, which you can see here, because this is my first playthrough, which answers Scott's question, or is this my first solo play? Yes. We're going to be playing on the squatter difficulty level, which means by the end of the game, I need to have 55 followers, and I need to have 40 votes, and if more than 5 settlements gets destroyed, then I immediately lose the game. So there is a lose game condition, which is more than 5 settlements get destroyed, 55 followers and 40 votes. Now my followers are tracked here, and I start the game with 10. My votes are going to be tracked here. Now in the physical board game, you will actually use another one of these counters to track your votes. But I'm using this inbuilt counter from Tabletop Simulator to keep things different. So this is my followers, 55 of them. These are my votes, need 40 of those. The game is played over 3 assemblies, as before. Here's the 3 assemblies, but in the solo game, you do not use these assembly tiles, which is why I've covered them over with that. Okay, so we're going to be playing through 3 assemblies, and basically in each assembly, we will work out how many votes I've got. And we will add them to my total. This is something different. I don't think I've seen this in a solo game before, but I have 2 AI players playing against me, which are these 2. So I'm going to be the green player, but these 2, which is the Red Fist faction and the Yellow Cobra faction, are going to be the 2 AI players. So I've got the yellow player who is the Fist, and I've got the blue player that is the Cobra. I'm sort of going to be playing against them, but as I say, the victory condition is I need to have 55 followers. We don't count their followers, but they will be doing stuff that is going to affect the situation on the board. More on that later on. Now, a couple of bits of setup that we need to do. I'm using the default position for these 4 officers here, but once you're experienced with the game, you can shuffle them and lay them out. We have the starting dice, which are here. So we have 8 neutral and then 1 per player. We have the patrol cards here, and we have the challenge cards, which are these 2 things, and we have the patrol cards here. So to start off, we need to pick 2 of these at random. So I'm going to flip this over, shuffle them, and deal out 2. And then what happens with these is these 3 get shuffled into there. So that is the patrol deck, and these are the 2 starting patrols that we can go on. So we have Teamwork, and we have Sleeping Beastie. Okay, so they're going to stay there. The other thing we need to do is we need to pick where these tiles are going to go. So this is the combat reward board. There are 10 different combat rewards on here, and 3 of them are covered over at the start of the game at random. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to shuffle one of these decks. There you go. And I'm going to take 3 cards. I'll just flip the deck over and use the top 3. So number 7, number 5, and number 8. So 5, 7, and 8, shuffled it again, are covered over. This means that every game will be slightly different. So we're going to cover up number 5, number 7, and number 8. There we go. I'm not sure why there's 4 of these, because you only ever need 3 of them. So I'm going to delete that one. There you go. So yeah, that's the combat rewards table. There should be 6 of these. There is. They are the right way. Nope, they should be that way up. Doesn't really matter. And then the AI deck. So this is the deck of cards for the AI. There's 14 of these, and then there's 1 reshuffle card. I need to just put that to one side for now. Flip these over, shuffle them, and then we're going to deal out 3. Okay, and I'm going to shuffle the reshuffle card into those 3, and then I'm going to place these on top of there. Okay, so we have a 15 card deck. One of them is the reshuffle card, and it is somewhere in the bottom 4. That deck goes here, above the Dissenters board, which you only use in a solo game, and then we are going to reveal the top 3 of these cards. Okay, and then what we need to do is we need to work out where the AI players start. So what we do, if you can hear a cat wailing in the background, that is Thor. Thor wants to go out at this time of night, and we don't let him out at this time of night, so he's wailing in protest. Okay, so the yellow player, we look at this card, and it is the training area. So what we do is we're going to take a settlement, and we're going to put it on the bottom space of the training area there. Okay, and then the yellow player starts off with 1 influence in this officer here. Then we look at the card on the right hand side to see where the blue player starts. Gosh, this is expansion. So again, we place another settlement into the expansion area, which is over here. That goes there. And then we take a blue cube and we put that on this officer here. Now, it must be said at this point that it could have been that with these 2 cards, they were the same zone, but you cannot have 2 players starting in the same zone. So what happens is you would then go to the next one. So if this was training as well, the blue player would have actually started, here. It would have started in expansion anyway, because that's to the right of training. I can choose where I want to start between either protection or sustenance. And based on these cards at the bottom, I'm actually going to choose protection. Okay, so I start with a cube, which appear to be locked. Okay, these are all locked. So I've accidentally locked all of these. So I'm going to have to unlock them. I don't know if there's a quick way of unlocking multiple objects at a time. There probably is. If there is, let me know in the chat. But I'm going to start with a settlement there and a cube on there. Okay, and what I'm actually going to do, I'm actually going to just put these a little bit closer. There we go. Right, okay, so we are all sorted, I believe. Yeah, there we go. I think that is the setup done. David Turtzi is in the chat. He will let me know. I can use Alt and click to... Right, okay, thank you very much. So Alt, drag that around. Okay, and then there we go. I think that has unlocked them all. Yeah, we're all unlocked. Thank you very much, Sean. Right, yeah, I think we are done with setup. Now, here's the resources that I start with. This is a modern resource. This is a story. This is another story, not as good as the first story. And this is a food icon. This is my Valor, this is my Safeguard, and you'll notice that I don't have a vote counter here. You don't use this vote track in a solo game. You use this to track your votes instead. And I think that is it. Right, okay, so at the start of the game, what we do, the game is divided into 3 assemblies, and we're going to have a scoring phase at the end of each assembly. An assembly will happen when these dice run out. We have 11 dice, so we're going to roll them at the start of the game. So at the start of the first assembly, they get rolled. Okay, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to sort them out so that the same icons are together. So we've got some hammers up here with a blue hammer there. We have a megaphone there. We got a backpack. There we go. And we have a book down at the bottom. And there we go. Right, so the dice have all been sorted out. So what's going to happen is I'm going to take a turn first. I go first in a solo game. And I'm going to choose one of these dice and I'm going to place it onto one of these dice placement spots on the board and then take the appropriate action. Then I get to do a secondary action, and then it is the AI player's turn. So you'll notice we have 11 dice, but there's a 3-player game. So what's going to happen is in the first part of the game, I think we've decided to call them months, hopefully. So in the first month, what happens is there's 11 dice divided between 3 players. So I'm going to get to do 4 things. The yellow player is going to get to do 4 things. The blue player is going to get to do 3 things. Then that will be the end of the first month. We do the assembly, we score up, we roll the dice again, and then we carry on. And I think the blue player will then take the first action of the second month, and then where it goes. Couldn't really see what this was that you used to track votes in solo. Okay, so yeah, in the solo mode, in the physical game, it's another one of these counters. But yeah, for this video, I'm going to be using I'm going to be using that. Okay, I will try and keep an eye on the chat as we're playing. But yeah, David Turtz is in the chat, so if you've got any questions about the game itself, David will hopefully be able to answer them. Thank you very much for joining me, and off we go. So I'm going to go first, and I'm going to choose. I need to decide which action I want to take. Now, I kind of did have a bit of a plan. So I think that's what I'm going to do. I am going to take... I'm going to take this book die here. So I'm going to take this one and I'm going to place it on here. So if there is an icon on a space, like you can see here, then the die must have that book icon on it. If you are ever in a position where you don't have the right icon, you can actually spend a story at the start of your turn to change one of the dice to whatever you want to. Oh yeah, I need to remember, thank you very much, Scott, is that the chat is off screen. So what I see on my screen, so there, for example, you probably can't see the counter. Oh, maybe you can. Okay. I wasn't sure what was on screen and what was on screen. Right, okay. So anyway, yeah, you can spend a story to change a die before you place it. I don't need to because that's there. Now, the first thing that happens when you place a die on a space is look to the left. There is a picture of a big gribbly dinosaur. This is a trampler. So what happens is by me placing the die there, that has caused a bit of noise and that has attracted a trampler. So we zoom to the top. I'm going to take one of these tramplers and that goes here. Goes on the first space. The dinosaurs will be placed following the arrow. So there's the first one. And when this is filled, the dinosaurs will attack. Okay, so that's the first thing that happens. I then get to choose one of these 2 actions. You see here it says ×1. So I can choose to either do that or do that. I'm going to do the top one, which is spend 1 food. So let's go over here. We're going to spend a food. Pop that over there, and I get to change one of the dice that's in the unused pool for one of my own dice, and then for each one of my own dice in the game, I get 1 follower. So I'm going to change this die here, okay? It's less important in a solo game, but in a multiplayer game, changing a dice that there's only 1 of for your own means that if anybody wants to use it, they lose 2 followers. That doesn't apply to the solo game, but I'm going to get rid of that. That goes out of the game, and I replace it with my own die, and I set it to exactly the same as it was, which is that. Okay, so that is now in the pool, and then because I now have 2 dice in the game, not counting these, I get 2 followers. So 1, 2, there you go. Huzzah! We are on the road to victory. Still early days. Right, that's my main action done. Just put that there. Okay, now I get to do a secondary action. Now, the game does come with a nice player aid listing all of the secondary actions. I don't have that in this Tabletop Simulator mod. I am going to ask for it to be added because it's a really good player aid. I don't have that here. So you're just going to have to believe me, but that you can send your leader out. You can either send your leader to one of these zones here, or you can send your leader up here in defense, or you can spend stories to influence the actual officers down at the bottom. And the fourth thing that you can do is you can send your military units out, your soldiers, to reinforce these zones here. I'm not going to do that just now. I am going to spend some of my stories to influence some of the officers. Now in episode 1, you either spend 0, 2 or 4 stories to add 1, 2 or 3 influence cubes. So I can spend no stories at all and I still get to add 1 cube. Now unfortunately I've unlocked the ones that I locked earlier. There we go. Right, so I'm going to add this influence cube. Now where are we going to add this to? I think I'm going to add it to this one. So I'm going to put some influence on the Chief of Security there. When it fills up, the player or players with the most cubes there will get the reward that's printed on it. The AI players don't, that's just me. Right, so that's it. That's my main action done, and that's my secondary action done. My turn is over, so play now passes to the AI players, and here's how they work. So we have 3 of these cards here, and if I was more experienced with the game, I would have actually been looking at these cards before I took my turn, because I can have some indication of what the other players might be doing. To determine what they actually do, here's what we do. We reveal the top card of the deck, and then we look at the very bottom of this card, and it says Fist, Cobra, and X. Those 3 icons there, from left to right, are these 3 cards here. So it's the leftmost icon is the fist, which means we take the leftmost card and we put it here. The next icon was the Cobra, so we take the next card and we put it here. And the last icon was the X, which means we leave that card there, okay? These 2 cards indicate what those 2 players are going to do this particular turn. So, first of all, the yellow player. The yellow player is going to be doing the training, is going to go to the training zone, and it's going to try and use one of the loud hailer dice if there is one of those in the pool. There is, but it's mine, and the AI players will always favour using neutral dice first. So we now look at the next icon, which is a backpack. Is there a neutral backpack? Yes, there is. So it's going to take the neutral backpack and it's going to place it on the military action within the training zone. Okay, well, this is all the military action. So can it go on the right hand side? No, because the icon doesn't match. So it places it on the left hand side and it places it on the top space. So that dice is being placed there. Remember, that attracts dinos. So we get 1 raptor and the roll of the die. So first of all, we get a raptor that arrives here. It's turning around to face the right direction. And then we roll this dino dice to see what else arrives. And it's another raptor. So let's take another raptor, and that actually goes there. Okay, so that's what placing the dice has done. Now we actually work out what the action that the player is going to do, and it is perform standard deployment of soldiers. Now, I did have a quick read through this earlier on today, but I am actually going to, at this point, just switch over to the PDF rulebook, which I have, and I'm just going to double check what that means. So this is perform standard action of soldiers. Soldiers are placed in the zone with the most of its own settlements. Okay, so this is what it's going to do. Standard deployment means it is going to deploy soldiers to the zone in which it has the most settlements, which right now is here. Okay, if it was a tied, there's a tie-break rule, we'll come on to that later on. But the yellow player is going to deploy soldiers to the training zone because that's where it has a settlement. How many soldiers does it deploy? It depends on the difficulty level we're playing. We're playing on squatter, so we get 1 light and 1 heavy. Okay, so we got 2 types of soldiers in this game. We have the light ones, which are these, and the heavy ones, which are these. And what we do is we place the light one first, and there are rules about where it will go. So is it going here? Yes, it's going here. So first of all, well, there are various factors, like if there's walls and other soldiers and things like that. But essentially what's going to happen is this will place it in the top, in the middle column, because there is 1 dino spot in the middle column, and a light soldier will always go for a column which has 1 dino spot. It's irrelevant how many dinosaurs are actually in that zone at the moment, because the dinosaurs will only ever attack when the zone is filled. So what we're doing is the AI is placing this on the board ready for when there will be an attack. So light soldiers, in preference, go to a column where there's only 1 spot, and it will always go on the top section. Okay, now if I went there, I would gain a valor. The AI players don't. We just put that on there. The next is the heavy soldier. So the heavy soldier will go to a space that has preference 2 slots. So that's either the left or the right. There is no other tiebreaker, so it goes from left to right. And the heavy soldiers, heavy soldiers always go on the bottom slot. Okay, so we have a heavy soldier here, we have a light soldier here. That is standard deployment for the AI players. Okay, next we look at this card. That's the main action. So now we get to do the secondary action, which is really powerful for the AI player because it's a bit of a cheat. So he gets to increase a color die. Now that's very similar to what I did. What we do is we look at this card here and we see the icons are Loudhailer, Backpack, Book, Hammer. So in that order, we look at the dice. Is there a spare Loudhailer dice? No. Is there a spare Backpack? Yes. So what it's going to do is it's going to remove that from the game and it's going to get one of its dice and make that into a backpack. There you go. So that's the action of increase color die. And then what it does is it's going to build a settlement in the zone where it has the fewest settlements. So if we look back at these zones, it only has a settlement in the training area. So all of these 3 have the fewest. So what we then look at is we look at the tiebreaker, which is actually, if you look at these arrows here, we look at this zone here to see where it's going to build in case of a tiebreaker. So it's going to build in the protection zone. So we take one of its settlements and we put it in the protection zone. Now, there was an icon printed on that space, which if I built a settlement there, I would get that. But the AI players, they don't get any of those bonuses. They just place it on that space and then that is it done. Right, that I believe is the yellow player's turn finished. Okay, so now we go over to the blue player. The blue player is going to place in the protection zone and it's going to use a hammer. Is there a neutral hammer available? Yes, there is. So it's going to go into the protection zone. And which action is it going to do? Fortification. Now, fortification is this here. So it places the hammer in the top spot. We get a trampler and a raptor. So we get the trampler first. There we go. Then we get the raptor. Okay, and then what it's going to do is it's going to build. I think it builds. Yeah, build wall and trap in zone with most own settlements. Okay, right. So it's going to protect its own settlements. It only has a settlement here, so it's going to build a wall and a trap in this zone here. Okay, so the walls are really simple. You take a wall and you put it in the leftmost slot on there. That's that, done. For the traps, there is a bag of traps. So in that bag of traps, there are 8 trap tokens. 4 of them will trap raptors. 4 of them will trap tramplers. If it was a human player, it would now need to be really thinking about which it's going to trap. For this, we just take one out at random, and I don't see what it is, and that goes on the next available space. So that goes there. There is a trap there. Why won't it sit straight? Oh, yeah, because this has got a big neck. So that's going to sit there. I'm trying to get it so it looks nice. There you go. Right, there is a trap on that space. We don't know which type of trap it is. And that's it. That is its main action. Okay, the second thing it does is its secondary action is to influence the engineer, and you can see there we're having to roll a die. So on a 1 to 3, it's going to place 1 cube, and on a 4 to 6, it's going to place 2 cubes. So we have a normal standard die in the game. We roll it, and we get a 3. So the blue player is placing 1 influence cube on, what was it? The engineer, which is this one. Okay, there we go. That is it. That is the end of the AI's turn. So what happens now is these 2 cards go to a discard pile. We then need to refill the 2 slots on here, starting with this card. So this card goes here. We then get another card here. So at this point, I am just going to take a look at these cards because they are all expansion. That means I know on the AI's next turn, both of the AI players are going to do the expansion action. And yeah, I can obviously take that into account when choosing what actions I'm going to do. Okay, back to me, my go. What action do I want to do now? So I did do that, and I did do that. I kind of want to do that. And I also kind of want to do that. And I think I might want to go on a patrol as well. So I'm going to need some more army units to go on a patrol. So let's do that. Let's take, ooh. Now, is that going to cause a problem? It's not. Okay. I don't want to be the one that triggers a dino attack if we then can't actually defeat them. So, yeah, I'm going to take this book. I'm going to place this book here. And that generates a trampler and a raptor. So this area is definitely getting dangerous now. So there's the trampler. Come on. There's the raptor. Okay. And with the military action, I get to do 3 of these things. And I can't do the same one twice. If you look there, there is a not equals to sign. So that means I can do 3 of these actions, but I can't do the same one twice. The first one I'm definitely going to do is I'm going to take a light soldier. So where's my light soldiers? There's my light soldiers. I'm going to put that there. So you start the game with a light soldier already and your leader. So I've taken a light soldier. The next thing I'm going to do is... I could do that. Oh, I could do that. Oh, choices. I'm going to pay a food to get another light soldier. So this is this action. Pay a food to get another light soldier. So let's do that. I don't have any food. Okay, so I won't do that. Okay, instead, I am going to do the bottom action, which is actually lose a follower to get a story. So we'll do that. We'll take a bit of a hit here. Lose a follower to get a story. Okay. 1 action left, and I don't have food. So now then, do we do that? I had a plan. Yeah, I think I'm going to do that. So I'm going to spend a modern resource. This action here. Spend a modern resource to get a heavy soldier. So this is my 3rd military action. Spend that to get a heavy soldier. He's locked. Come here. There you go. Right, done that. So that's my main action. Place the dice. Done 3 of those things. That's my main action done. And now I get to do a secondary action. And with this secondary action, I'm now going to place my leader. So you can place your leader, and you can either place it in the settlement on any one of the settlement zones, or you can place it in defense up here. Now I'm going to choose to place it here. And what placing my leader does is I get to do any one of these 3 actions. So it's like I'm doing an extra main action, but that's that leader then placed, I believe, until the assembly, and then I get that leader back until episode 2. More on that later on. Okay, so I'm going to do the patrol action. So with the patrol action, I basically take one of the visible patrols here. But in order to take them, you need to have the number of soldiers as indicated in the top left, either light or heavy or a combination. And what I'm going to do is I am going to take this one, this sleeping beastie. Okay, I'm going to take this patrol card. So I am going to go on patrol. Where am I going to put it? Let's put it here. Okay, so I'm going to go on patrol. I need to send 3 soldiers on it. So here's the 3 soldiers. 1, 2, 3. Now patrols are resolved at the start of your next turn. So those are going to go there. They're on patrol. They're off. I don't have them. They are not considered my soldiers, really. I can't use them for anything else. And this is going to get resolved at the start of my next turn. Okay. Now we do need another patrol card to replace that one. So let's flip that over, and it is Dino Veritas. There we go. And that's how the patrol action works. Well, that's how you take a patrol anyway. We will see in a bit the patrol getting resolved. But I believe that is my turn. Now, also notice, by placing my leader in this area, that didn't attract any dinosaurs. So I was able to do this action without attracting any dinos. Okay, right. Over to the AI players. And again, we reveal one of these cards, and we look at the bottom, and it is Cobra X Fist. So Cobra, so this card here goes in the Cobra slot. The X means that card stays there. This is the fist, that goes there. Okay, so now we look at the yellow player. The yellow player is expanding with Loudhailer, Backpack, Book, and Hammer. and it's going to settle. So is there a Loudhailer dice left? No, there isn't. In fact, the only dice left that's neutral is a hammer. So it's going to take that one, and it's going to place it in the expansion zone to do the settle action, which is the expansion zone. Settle action is down at the bottom, and the hammer can only go on this space here. So there is one space for each different type of dice. So that goes there. That attracts, oh, wrong key. That attracts a trampler and something else. So we roll the something else dice. 2 tramplers. Okay, so 2 tramplers have arrived here. So that one goes on the trap. Now we don't resolve that trap yet. That trap will be resolved. Oh, poor dino. That trap will be resolved later on, but that is on there. And then we need another one on there. Okay, so 2 tramplers have arrived there. That's the placing of the dice. And then the settle action. Now this didn't happen in my playthrough earlier on today, so I'm just going to have a quick read about settlements. Here we go. Check the zone. So it's going to settle, build where most of own colour, then opposite. Okay, let's just check what that means. Check the zone, see which card the dissenters placed their settlements. Settlements are placed in the bottommost position. In regards to fewest or most, do not consider the opponents. Okay, so that says where most of own colour. Okay, so the yellow player is going to build another settlement where it's got the most of its own, which is here. Okay, now it does say then opposite. So I think, and David will correct me in the chat if I'm wrong, but I'm thinking it's actually going to build 2 settlements. It's going to build where there's most of its own colour and then also opposite. And when it says opposite, it means the opposite card. So that's this one. So it's actually going to build twice in the expansion region. If anybody in the chat knows that, especially David, because he's helped design it, but I'm going to do, oh, hang on a minute, there's a settlement there. Why is there a settlement there? Did I miss something? Yeah, hang on a minute. I've just noticed there's a settlement here. Did we do that last time? I can't remember. I want to make sure I get this right. I can't remember why there is a yellow settlement there. Did it do something last time? Yes, it did. So yellow built in the settlements with the fewest. Oh, okay. So let's go back to this again. It is building where most of own colour. Right, and we actually have a tiebreaker. So these 2 are not on the board just yet. I almost did that wrong. So it's going to build where it's got most of its own colour, and it has 1 in here, and it also has 1 in here. So we now need to do the tiebreak to decide which one of those 2 it builds in. And for tiebreakers, okay, look into the chat to make sure I've got this right, it looks at the opposite card. Okay, I'm just going to double check that in the PDF to make sure I get it right. If it states the most one with its most settlements, then one settlement is placed in the same zone with the most of its own settlements. If there is a tie, check the opposite card and place them there. Yes. So it's going to build one of its own, which is either in training or protection. To decide between them, we look at the opposite card and it says expansion. But expansion wasn't one of the valid choices. So what you do is you go clockwise, or you go to the right from expansion to protection, which means that's where it's going to build. Okay? And then, so that's where it's going to build its first one. And then I still think, based on the text on this card, it then says, then opposite. So I think it is going to build a second one. And opposite is expansion. Okay, he looks to the chat. Nobody's telling me otherwise. So there you go. If that's wrong, I will put some Klingon subtitles on screen now. So turn on your Klingon subtitles, because I'll be annotating the video if I got that wrong. Okay, secondary action. Build wall and trap in zone with most own settlements. Okay, so again, it has 2 settlements here, and it has 2 settlements here. So it's going to be either one of those. Oh, hang on, I've done that wrong, haven't I? That's training. Okay, there you go. Let's just go back a bit. It built one opposite, which was expansion. Right, now I've done it right. I think I've got it right now. So now the building of a wall, build wall and trap in zone with most own settlements, which is this one. So it's going to build a wall here, and we're going to take a trap, and we don't know what that trap is, and it's going to put it there. I think I've got that right. The chat has gone very quiet, so hopefully I got that right. Okay, now we're going to go on to the blue player. It is going to use the hammer dice, which we have 1 left. So that's all of the dice gone, and it's going to settle. Now it can't settle Right, here's where I need to look at the rule book, because it will use the hammer die, and it can't use the hammer die on settle. So let's see what the rules say. Drafting and placing the die. Look at the top portion. The dissenter will attempt to draft a neutral die that matches the leftmost icon shown on the card. If a neutral die matching the leftmost icon is not available, it checks the next icon. Continue checkings from left to right. Okay, it's done that. If no dice meet the criteria, or if all spaces are taken, the bot will look into the other action in the same zone and repeat the process. Okay, so instead of settling, it's going to do the politics action instead. Okay, I think we do left and then right. It does say for zones with 3 actions, the bottom action is considered last. Okay, doesn't say about left to right. We'll get that added in there. I'm just going to refresh the chat because, oh no, the chat is still active. Okay, yeah, the Dark Tater has just turned up. Thank you very much for watching. So yeah, so it's going to place the dice. It can't go on that space there because that requires a book. So we're going to put it on here. That gets a trampler and another dice. Let's roll the other dice. 2 tramplers. That did roll. So we're going to put 1. Where are we? We are... Yep, we're in this area. Oh, this is full. We're going to get an attack. This is not good. Okay, so we got 2 tramplers there. Yeah, this is really not good because we've got no defense. Oh dear. Right. Okay, so it did that, and then it's... does it do the politics action or does it do the original one? I remember reading this. Remember, protection will wrap around to sustenance. If the other action is not available, the dissenters will move to the zone. Right, okay, so for zones with 3 actions, the bottom action is considered last. I think it is going to do the other action. Yeah, look to the other action in the same zone and repeat the process. So it's going to do the politics action instead. He checks to the chat. Politics action. Right, so start with the leftmost die on the dissenter action card that triggered the effect and swap out the applicable die from the die pool. If the leftmost die icon is not available, yeah, there isn't one. There isn't a die to swap in the dice pool, then this action is ignored. Okay, so because we have lost all of the neutral die from the die pool, I think the action is ignored. It went to do the politics action, but it can't because all of the dice have been taken. Neil has found the bit in the rulebook that I was looking for. Regardless of where you play the die, the action on the card is still the one performed. Thank you very much, Neil. I thought I'd read that somewhere, but then I couldn't find it. But yeah, you found it. So we're going to ignore that. It doesn't do the politics action. It is doing the action printed on the card, which is settle. So build where most of own opposite. Build where most of, how is that different from that? Oh, that says then opposite. That said build where most of own opposite. So I don't quite know what that means. Yeah, I'm not sure what that means, but it's the blue player here, and this is where it's got the most of its own, so it's going to build another one there. I'm not sure what the text opposite there means. Could it be a typo on the card? Remember, this is a prototype. These cards only arrived today. Typo. So should it mean then opposite? Should it be the same as this one? Or should the opposite word not be there? Am I building 1 settlement or 2? That is the question. So that's going to go there. Build where most of own and then opposite. Okay, so it should be the same as this one. Right, and opposite is expansion. So it's going to build another one in the expansion zone. Wow, it's built a lot. So yeah, exactly the same as this card. It's going to build first where it's got the most of its own, and then it's going to build in the opposite one, and the opposite one is expansion again. So have I done that right? Because that's what I did earlier on. And nobody told me that I did it wrong. So hopefully I've done that right. Then the bottom is going to place a leader in the community, and it's going to influence the fewest. Right, okay, so the blue player is going to place its leader in the community. Let me just check what that means. Placing leader in the community. I did read this earlier, but there's a lot of rules going on. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Placing leaders. Placing leader in the community. Place it in the community space shown on the opposite card. If that space is filled, go to the right. Okay, so the opposite card is expansion. So we're going to place the blue leader in the expansion zone. It doesn't take any actions, but that piece there will count towards presence in that zone at the end of the game. Okay, so you're saying correct, but it can't build in the same zone twice. Right, so therefore that one wouldn't be there, but would be here. Because you always go to the next one to the right if you can't build that one. Thank you very much. Yes, in the actual game, the multiplayer game, it says here, if it was to build 2 settlements, the second one cannot be in the same zone. That's what that means. Okay, so we've done that. We've done part of the secondary action. We've placed the leader, and now we influence the one with the fewest cubes on. So first of all, we're going to roll the dice. Okay, 3, so we're placing 1 cube, so it's 1 blue cube, and it's being placed on the officer where it has the fewest cubes. And again, in case of a tie, we look at this opposite card first, which is expansion. So it's expansion, but it's already got a cube there. It's got a cube there. It wraps around like Pac-Man, and we get a cube on here. Again, I think that's right. Okay, so that is that done. The AI player has finished. Those cards get discarded. We refill the gaps. So that one goes there. That one goes there. And we are now back to my turn. So this is my 3rd turn in the game. And if I was to place a dice owned by another player, I lose 2 followers. So this is not good. Do I want to place my own dice first? Now, what I'm looking at is... Oh no, wait a minute, I'm green. I'm not blue. I normally play blue. This is fine. Stop worrying, Paul. You're green. I'm looking at presence because I need to work out how much presence I'm going to get. Oh, before... my patrol is resolved. At the start of my turn, before I do anything, my patrol is resolved. So down here, you see the rewards for this patrol, which is I draw cards and I can keep 2 of them. The cards that I draw is based on the soldiers that I sent, because although it said 3, I could have sent more. You can send up to 8. And then you draw cards based on the soldiers that you've sent on patrol. So I've got 2 light soldiers and 1 heavy soldier. So what we do is we look at these cards here, give them a shuffle. I'm going to draw 2 light. In fact, I can draw these into my hand. Yeah, there you go. 2 light, 1 heavy. There you go. You can see the cards in my hand. I now choose 2 of those cards, because that's what this says here, and I get the rewards on them, and then people might die. So, now this is I like this card, but it's only 1 Valor, but nobody's going to die. If I take this card, I get 2 Valor and 2 stories, but then I roll the dice, and if I roll less than a 6, that soldier dies, which is really bad. Oh, I need to resolve the dino attack before my turn. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for the chat. We'll come back to that in a minute. I haven't started my turn yet, honestly. We do the dino attack. Yes, absolutely. So we have a dino attack here because it's full. So we interrupt the normal flow of the game and we resolve the dino attack. Now, this is going to be really bad because there's no soldiers here. Okay, so we're going to get absolutely stomped. But, yeah, this is really bad. But first of all, we reveal this trap here. No, we don't roll it. We flip it over. Okay, it was the right type of trap. Good AI player. But it's not foolproof. We have to roll the dice. We have to roll the trap dice, which is this one. No, this one. This is the trap dice. So I'm going to put it up there. And I'm also going to take the wall dice because we're going to need that in a minute. Okay, and we're going to roll for the trap because even if it was the right type of trap, you still have to roll the dice. Here we go. Okay, so what that means is, yeah, basically it kills the monster if it was the right type of trap, which it was, and the other player gets 3 followers. Now, the AI players don't get followers, but what's important is the trap has been used and the dino has been killed dead. Right, nice. So that's the traps first. Then we roll for the wall. So that's on this dice here, and we roll to see what happens with the wall. Okay, and again, we're lucky. The wall kills the dino, and that player would gain 2 safeguard if it was a multiplayer game. So that's dead. Okay. Then we go to the soldiers. What soldiers? There are no soldiers. So unfortunately, we have a breach. Now, if this was a multiplayer game, the player who caused the breach is going to lose points. So you really don't want to try and cause it. You don't want to cause a breach which is going to seriously damage the other players because you will lose points as well. But what happens is these tramplers all get through. Now, The effect of a raptor and a trampler are different when there is a breach. The effect of a trampler is it comes down and it tramples and it literally destroys the top settlement. So we have 3 tramplers. So as far as I understand it, that is 3 settlements destroyed. Now that's really bad, because remember, if 5 settlements, where's my little card here? Yeah, if 5 settlements get destroyed, sorry, if 6 settlements get destroyed, I lose the game immediately. And that's 3 of them gone already. Ouch. Okay, so 1, 2, 3. 3 settlements are destroyed. And then what happens is those tramplers disappear. We don't need them anymore. But every time there is a dino attack in a zone, well, the first time there's a dino attack, that zone becomes dangerous. We remove this counter here, and we remove this counter as well. So that's a once per game thing for each zone. It will now take longer before the dinos attack, and there's more spaces to build stuff. Okay, that wall is still there. It did its job. It's intact, but of course the walls were incomplete. The tramplers got round. So that's the dino attack. I think I did that right. Will I be doing a solo playthrough of episode 2? I'd like to. The solo rules for episode 2 aren't finished yet. They are still in development, but I would love to do a solo playthrough of episode 2 because yes, I very much enjoy this game. It's very much in my wheelhouse. Okay, so now we were resolving my patrol and I was deciding which cards to take. I think we're going to have to kill these soldiers. So I'm going to choose this card and this card. Okay, these are going to get me the greatest rewards, but at the greatest risk. So what happens is I get 2 Valor, 2 Stories, and then 2 of either food or modern resources. So I'm going to take 2 Stories. I'm just going to copy and paste that one. 2 Valor, and then 2 of either food and modern resources. So I'm going to take one of each. I'm going to take a food and a modern resource. Now, just going back to the combat, there was something that I've just remembered. At the end of every combat, you do combat rewards. The combat rewards aren't relevant for that combat that's just happened because I wasn't in them, and the AI players don't get any rewards. So normally, if that was a multiplayer game, I believe the blue player would have still got some combat rewards because they had a presence in that fight. But yeah, because they were just AI players, it doesn't matter. Right, now what we need to do is we need to roll the die for this card here, and on a 6, or sorry, on less than a 6, this soldier dies. Oi! Good old Chuck Norris. So Chuck Norris survives, and then we roll for this one. Less than a 4. Yes! So that was a bit of a risk, but both of my characters survived. Nice. So those cards go back into the decks. Okay. Those get shuffled. My soldiers all return home with lots of stories to tell, and this patrol card is complete. So that just goes, I think you took it under your player board or something like that. I'm just going to flip it down and put it there because they're going to be worth points at the end of the game. Oh, and the other special ability is I get to recover my leader, which means I can place them again. Okay, so I get to recover my leader. And there we go. Right, so then my patrol is now sorted. It's now my turn. What do I want to do? Oh, I'm going to have a drink of water. Thirsty work fighting dinosaurs off. Okay, so we've got these soldiers back. We probably want to deploy them a bit more because I don't want to lose these settlements now. Okay, I also want to influence that guy. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. We are going to... that's going to cause an attack. Yes, there's going to be an attack here. But I think that's okay. I need to just work out what's going to happen. That one's going to kill that one. That one's going to kill that one. Okay, this is what we're going to do. We are going to place this die, and we're going to put it, now then. Okay, I'm going to put it on the bottom space. So that causes a raptor and the roll of a die, but we don't need to bother rolling the die because there is only one space left. So it gets a raptor. Okay, you always do the icons from top to bottom. So it says raptor, then a dice. So we do the raptor first. It is now full. There's going to be a dino attack there at the end of the turn. I will probably forget, and then the chat will remind me that there's a dino attack. How am I going to remember that there's a dino attack there at the end of the turn? I'm not. Right. I'll keep telling me itself there's a dino attack at the end of the turn, Paul. Okay, so I've chosen to do the military action. Okay, here's what we're going to do. I'm going to get a light soldier for my first action. Then I am actually going to use this action to deploy 2 soldiers. So that costs a story. I got lots of stories. And I'm going to deploy 2 soldiers. Now, what are we going to deploy? Okay, we are going to deploy 2 light soldiers. One's going to go here, which gets me a valor. And the other one is going to go here, which gets me a safeguard. Okay, so I get 1 valor, putting me on 3, and 1 safeguard, putting me on 1. That's that action. Remember, I get to do 3 military actions. So the third military action I'm going to do is I'm going to spend that modern resource, and I am going to get another heavy soldier. There you go. Okay. Now, I have a secondary action to do. And I'm actually... What am I... Yeah, okay. So secondary action is actually going to be... Ooh. Well, I want to place my leader again because I've got them. Do I want to place them this turn? I think I do. I think I want to go on another patrol. Yeah, I think I'm going to hammer these patrols. So that's what we're going to do. We are going to use my leader again. We're going to go back to the sustenance zone and we're going to go on another patrol. Which one of these should I take? Oh, story and 3 followers, or a card and a safeguard. I'm going to take Dino Veritas. Okay, so that's going to go here. And I can put 2 soldiers on it. I don't need to put any more than 2 soldiers on it. So we'll just put that one and that one. That's my secondary action done. So I think that is it. My primary action was to do that. That caused that. That caused that. Dino attack. I remembered. Right, we have a dino attack here. We have no traps. We have no walls. So now we look at the soldiers. Okay, so here's how the combat works. From left to right, we do this column first. There is a heavy soldier. Heavy soldiers will kill 2 dinosaurs. So this heavy soldier here kills these 2 dinosaurs, but the heavy soldier dies in the process. Okay. Now, if this was a multiplayer game, we would need to be the yellow player would need to take these dinos and put them on the board because there's a chance that they're going to score something. For now, we can just remove them, and this guy is dead. But we need to leave him on there for now, for reasons that will be made clear in a minute. Now we do the next column. There is 1 raptor and another yellow soldier. That's a dog, not a raptor sound effect. There's a dog outside and I've got the window open because it's warm. Right, now in this column, it's the one at the front that fights first. And this one fights this trampler, so kills that trampler. And then this one fights the raptor at the back, and then this one dies. Okay, so what you do is you take these dinos, there you go, and you put them on your player board. So again, if this was a multiplayer game, the yellow player would have been taking the dinos, there we go, and would have been putting them on their player board. But we leave the dead soldiers on here for now because that is it. That is the combat over. We successfully defended. I'm now going to remove these before I forget because this is now a dangerous area. But what now happens is we do combat rewards. Remember, we skipped the combat rewards for the first zone that we had a fight in because the AI player doesn't get any of the rewards. But we look at this board over here. Now, if you remember at the start of the game, we randomly decided where these 3 went. This covers up certain rewards on the board that makes the game slightly different. So we now work out who had the most presence in here, who contributed the most to the fight. Okay, so this was yellow, this was yellow, this was green, this was green. So we had 2 each. Now I can't remember what happens in the case of a tie break. I will look that up very quickly in the rules, but the chat might tell me. Combat rewards, tie break. Here we go. Right. Count the number of played pieces in there to determine, then in descending order, ties broken. Ties broken starting from the left of the active player. Now, I am the active player because this is still my turn. This is happening at the end of my turn. So left of the active player, I would have said is not me, but apparently person who triggered. So person who triggered wins the tiebreak. Oh, so we need to tweak that in the rulebook. The rulebook seems to indicate it starts with the player to the left of the active player. But if it's the person who's triggered who wins the tiebreak, that seems to make more sense. So I win the tiebreak. I get the first combat reward from here. Each combat reward uses one of these tokens. These are grateful citizen tokens, and there are 6 of them. If we'd have had any breaches, every breach or every time a dino gets through would have removed one of these tokens, meaning there are fewer rewards. But no dinos got through, which means all 6 rewards are available. And I can choose any one of these first. So I'm going to choose... Oh, and this is where you spend your valor and your honor. Okay. Going to check the rules. It might have changed in version 8. We'll see if it's me or if it's the AI first. John's just checking in the rules, but in the copy I've got, it says, the beta rules that I've got from the 2nd of July say ties broken starting from the left of the active player. Again, the rules are still being fine-tuned. We'll see if anybody else says anything in the chat. Right, so which of these combat rewards do I want? I think... So what have we killed? I've killed 1 raptor and 1 trampler. So I could take this one. It means I spend 2 valor and I will gain 2 followers for each raptor that I killed. I'm kind of not bothered about that. It's only 2. If I'd have killed 2 raptors, that would have been better. Okay, I'm going to take this reward here. Okay, so this is going to cost me 2 valor, and it allows me to place a settlement into that region. I think it's into that region. So it costs me 2 valor, and I'm going to place a settlement into the region which is attacked. You don't get the bonus. So it goes on the bottom space, but you don't get the bonus. And let me just check that. Combat rewards. Yeah, I think it's in the zone where the combat took place. Okay, so now the AI. So we now need to work out what combat reward the AI is going to take. Remember, it doesn't actually get any rewards, but it's going to block off a space. So what we do is combat rewards is this. Okay, so follow the same process. When it's the dissenter's turn, you draw a challenge card. There we go. Right. So what we do is these challenge cards. You draw one of these. I'm just going to flip the deck over, and it is number 4. So it's going to basically block off number 4. Oh, I've been disconnected from the server. That's not good. That is not good at all. My my tabletop simulator just crashed. So let's go back in and see where the autosave got up to. So single player, autosave, load. Okay, so it's recreated it, and let's see where we are. Okay, it looks like we are here. We've not lost too much. So which one got killed? It was this one that got killed. These are the 2 that I've killed. There we go. I took this reward. I got a settlement. Oops. Yeah, I got a settlement in there. And then the AI player, that's where we're up to. Right, the AI player is blocking off number 4. So that's that. I am correct, left of the active player. So it would have gone first. Thank you very much for checking. So it went first and it blocked off that space. And then I went and I built a settlement. And now this process repeats until we have none of these grateful citizen tokens left. So I need to take out number 4 because it's chosen number 4 first. So number 4 is gone. These are all getting shuffled back in. Give them a shuffle. Right, so number 2 is next. So it's going to place this on reward number 2. Okay, so I can't now take that one. I now choose which other one I want to take. If I want to, I could pass. But I'm going to choose to take this reward. Now, this reward costs 1 valor and 1 safeguard, but it gets me double the resources of that zone. And this zone, the resource is there. Okay, it's a light soldier. So I spend, I didn't spend my valor for the settlement. So I spend 1 valor, 1 of those, and I get 2 light soldiers. There you go. So I don't need them now. They can disappear. Back to the AI. It's going to take another card, and it's taking card number 7. Now, 7 is not available. So what it does is it blocks off the top slot on that side. And I think 7 was here. Yeah, 7 was here. So instead it blocks off this one. And then it's me. I could, if I really wanted to, kill a soldier to get 1 follower. But I'm not going to. So I pass, and that is it. Missed your combat reward selection. You have to take the left reward first. Do you? I didn't realise that. Okay, apologies for that. So I thought you could choose any of them. But Johnny's saying I needed to have taken this one first, which I can't do. Oh, I'm not sat down. I need to sit down at the table. There you go. I'm now sat at the table. Okay, so I couldn't have actually done what I just did. And I didn't have 2 safeguards. In which case... In which case, let's say I did this instead, which is to spend 1 valor. And then let's say I did that with the other valor. So there's my remaining 2 valor gone. I need to take the settlement back because I wasn't allowed to build it. And I get, for every soldier that, for each of my light soldiers that died, I get a follower and I get a new light soldier. 1 of my light soldiers died, so I get a follower. And then I get, that light soldier comes back from the fight. And if there was a leader there, the leader would come back as well. And then this is my new light soldier that I got for the reward. And I took the 2 light soldiers. There you go. I would have had to take the place a settlement for 2 safeguard before. Yeah, and I didn't have 2 safeguard. So I think we're done. I've done all of my rewards. So these tiles can now go back. Yeah, I'd forgotten that these things need to be taken from left to right. So apologies for that, but we fixed it. There you go. They're all back. That is the end of the combat. These disappear. That area is now dangerous. And yeah, so that was the end of my turn. Okay. Now we are on the AI player's turns. So we reveal this card. And we look at the bottom, and it is Skull Cobra X. So this one goes in the skull. This one goes in the Cobra. And then this one stays here. Right. So what is the yellow player doing? The yellow player, so at this point, there's no neutral dice left. So what it's going to do is it's going to use one of its own dice if it can, which it can, because there is a yellow backpack available here. So it's going to place this yellow backpack, and it's going to place it on the salvage action in the protection zone, which is here, and the backpack goes at the top, and that generates 1 trampler and 1 raptor. So the trampler goes there on the trap. There you go. And then 1 raptor goes there. Remember, that trap will only be triggered when we resolve the combat. Yeah, so that's for placing the dice. And the salvage action is to just get 2 modern resources. And because the AI players, they don't actually have any resources, nothing actually happens. So all it's done is it's placed the die there, but nothing else happens. Secondary action is place leader in defense and then build settlements in the fewest areas. So let me have a look at, oh no, I know this. It's going to place the leader and it's going to place it in defense. Now, where does it place it? It looks at the area which is closest to being attacked, which is this one. So the leader is going to get placed in here. Now, a leader is placed following the rules for heavy infantry. So it will go on a space with 2 spaces rather than a space with 1. And I just need to check to see if it counts walls. I don't think it does for placement. Placing of soldiers. How to place soldiers. Before placing soldiers, check to see if the assigned zone is already defended. It's not. It's not completely defended. If the zone is defended, check the opposite one. The dissenters attempt to place soldiers in columns that do not have a soldier or leader. They consider walls when placing soldiers. Soldiers will be placed in columns without walls before columns that contain them. Okay, so it's going to be placed in column 3. And although it's a heavy soldier for the purposes of determining where it's placed, it goes in the front. So that is the leader, that is there. So hopefully that wall is going to kill that one, and this leader is going to kill those two. Hopefully. We will see what happens. Okay, and then what else is it going to do? Build settlements fewest. So this is yellow. Yeah, so it has none in here and none in here. Therefore, we check the other one and it says expansion. So it's going to build a settlement in the expansion zone. There we go. Right, that is the yellow player done. We now go on to the blue player. The blue player is wanting to expand with a backpack. Well, the blue player has got its own dice, so it's a hammer. So it places that, and it's going into social aid in the expansion section, which is here. So social aid can have any dice placed there. It generates a raptor, and again, nothing happens. The AI player doesn't get these resources, but we do place a raptor here. Okay. Then as a second reaction, it's going to place leader in defense. Now its leader is already placed. Yeah, its leader is already placed. So I think you skip that. Let me just check. Place leader. If leader is already placed, skip this action. Yeah, okay. So the leader is already placed, so we don't do that. Influence in the most. Influence the most. So wherever it's got the most cubes, which is there, there, and there, it's going to place 2 more cubes. So we have to decide, tie break, we look at the opposite card is protection. So that's here, so it's going to place 2 more cubes here. It's a shame. 2 more cubes. So what happens now is this is now full. So what happens is the player or players with the most cubes will score this, which is 2 safeguard. Then all of the cubes go onto the card. They are not lost. Oh, it's like a balancing game, this, isn't it? They're not lost, and the number of total cubes on the card, both in the slots and out of the slots, will determine who gets this scoring condition at the end of the month when we do the first assembly. Okay, right. So I think that is the blue player's turn done. Apparently, ignore walls, another rules change. Okay, well, I've done it now. I'm going with the rules that I've got at the moment, which say that it would be placed in that column there. So, yeah, that might change. And according to John, it has changed. Right, so we're done with the blue player. So we can discard these cards. And then we refill the slots. So that goes there. We're going to get the reshuffle card at some point. Okay, and now we've got 2 dice left. So I'm going to get a turn, then yellow is going to get a turn, then we're going to have an assembly, and then I need to have a drink because my voice is getting very dry. Okay, so what am I going to do? I'm going to place my own die, obviously, because I don't want to lose any followers. Now, let's just check these majorities. I've got 1 in here. I have, and there's nobody else in here, so I'm winning that one. I've got 1 in here, and there's 1 yellow, so we're tied on that one. Here, I'm not in here at all. And here, yellow has 3. Yellow has 3 and I've got 1. So I'm probably not going to win that area. I might just want to steal this one. Oh, I've got a patrol. Yeah, start of my turn, I have a patrol. And this is a very simple patrol. I don't have to draw any cards. I just get my people back. And I get 1 story and 3 followers. There you go. And that is another one of those done. So 3 followers, bump, 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 and oh, have I got a story to tell you? There you go. Right. So that was the start of my turn. I think I'm going to place this in here. I think we need to do some more training. We need to get soldiers on the board to protect these areas, because otherwise we're going to get overrun and we're going to lose the game. So I'm putting that there. That gets me a trampler and a die. Now, in the past, we've been rolling the white dice. However, this is now a dangerous zone. Is it a dangerous zone? No, it's not a dangerous zone. Have we not had a fight in here? We must have had a fight in here. Ah, that was the other thing that, yeah, we lost on the reset. Okay, so this is now a dangerous zone, which means we now roll the yellow dice to decide the extra dinos that arrive. And there's more of them. So this is 2 raptors. Ouch. So we're getting a trampler and 2 raptors. Okay, so there's the trampler. And we get 2 raptors, 1 there and 1 there. Okay, there we go. Right. So that's me placing the dice. Now I'm going to choose 3 of these military actions. Well, I've got loads of soldiers now, so I'm actually going to choose spend a story to deploy 2 of the soldiers. So I'm going to spend that story and we're going to deploy some soldiers, and we're going to deploy them up here. So this leader is going to kill both of those. Leaders have hero, what was it? David calls it plot armor. So basically they can't be killed. I need to put a heavy one there. And yeah, okay, so that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to place, oh, sorry for the zoom in. I'm going to place a heavy one and a light one. Okay, the heavy one is going to go, the light one's going to go there, and the heavy one's going to go there. I think I'm going to put them both in the front, because I don't want somebody else to sneak in ahead of me and get the rewards. Although you only have to be present in the battle. You don't actually have to do anything. So no, I'm going to go there. So I get 1 valor and 1 safeguard. So 1 of them and 1 of them. Okay, so that was my first military act. The first one of those 3 things was this. Okay, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to take another light soldier, because you can never have enough light soldiers, except I seem to have reached my component limit, but that's fine, because it's Tabletop Simulator, and I can copy and paste. So I've got another light soldier. And then, what do we want to do? I think, oh dear, I don't have any food. I don't have any other stuff. Oh no, I do have food. Do we do another one? Wow. I think we do. Yeah, I'm going to go... No, I want to save the food for next time. I'm going to do the other lose a follower to get a story again. So I'm going to lose a follower to get a story. Wow, this might be crazy. So there you go. They are my 3 military actions. Okay, now it's my secondary action, and this is my last secondary action of this month. And I need to be looking at these scoring cards here, because I need to make sure I get this scoring card. Which I probably will, but let's have a look at what the AI might be doing. Influence the chief mate. Patrol. Right, okay, so I know that there's no influence being placed by the other player, which means I can totally get these. Dice plus 2 settlements. Have I got 2 settlements? No, I've only got 1 settlement. Wow. Okay. So I don't really want that. I definitely want this one. So I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to spend 2 stories to place 2 cubes on the Chief of Security. Remember, it is 0, 2 or 4 stories for 1, 2 or 3 cubes. So there we go. It's now full. The player or players with the most cubes is me, gets 2 valor. 1, 2. And then the cubes all go on here. Okay, so that was my secondary action. No dino attacks, no assembly. It is now the yellow player's turn. So we reveal that, and it is Fist Cobra X. So that goes on the Fist, that goes on the Cobra, and then we're going to do this for the yellow. So the yellow uses this dice, and it's going to place it on the training, and it's going to do military. Is there space on the military? No, it can't do that. So the only spaces available for this, the only spaces available in military require a loud hailer, and it has a dice with a book on it. So that's not going to be any good. So instead, it would choose another action in this zone. It doesn't have another action in this zone. So instead, I think it goes to the next zone. Just checking that in the rules. Before placing. If other action is not available, the dissenters will move to the zone to the right and start on the left action and repeat the process. And it will wrap around. So yeah, but regardless of where the die was placed, it still doesn't make. So the die goes there. Okay, that was a it was a book. Doesn't really matter, but you know, I'll get it right. So that's a book. We get 2 tramplers, I believe. Yeah, so 2 tramplers arrive here. So one goes there, and one goes there. And then yeah, it doesn't matter where the die was placed. It still does this action anyway, which is, for it, it's going to perform the standard deployment of soldiers, which, if you remember, because of the difficulty setting, is a light and a heavy. So we get 1 light and 1 heavy, and it's going to deploy these where it has, I believe, the most settlements. Let me just check that again. Standard deployment of soldiers, placed in the zone on the opposite dissenter action card. Oh no, no. Soldiers are placed in the zone with the most of its own settlements, which is this one. It has 2 settlements here, so it's going to place them in here. If there's a tie, check the opposite dissenter card. There isn't a tie. So before placing soldiers, check to see if the assigned zone is already defended from dino attacks. Now at this point, the wall is not considered because the wall might not work. So this area here is actually, it's not completely defended from dino attacks because, oh no, it is. It is, because this is a heavy soldier, and a heavy soldier will kill 2 dinos. This is a light soldier, will kill 1, and there isn't going to be 1 here. And this is a leader, that's going to kill 2. So actually, this zone is completely defended from dinos, which means if the zone is defended, check the opposite card and continue deployment. Okay, so the opposite card is training. So we're going to deploy there instead. Okay, so the light one is going to go into this zone because it's 1 first, then 2, then 3. So that goes there. And then the heavy is going to go 2. So it goes there. No, that's not right, is it? I don't think that's right. Light soldiers are placed on the top row. They will attempt to fill columns with 1 dino location first, then 3, then 2. Okay, so there isn't one with 1, so it goes into 3. Oh yeah, because that makes sense to leave this one for the heavy. Yeah, okay, I can see how that works. So that's gone there, that's gone there. That is the yellow main action done. Then it's going to influence the chief mate. So we roll the dice, and it's going to get 2 cubes on the chief mate. Which one is the chief mate? That one over there. So 1 cube there, and another cube there. And what else is it going to do? That is it. Okay, so the blue player doesn't actually get to act now because we are out of dice. So at the end of yellow's turn, we check to see if there's a dino attack. There isn't. Now we check to see if there's an assembly, and there is. We have our first assembly in the game. Right. Okay, so whenever there is an assembly, this is basically a scoring phase. There's a few things that we do, but we need to assign these tiles here. So what you do is you look at each zone and you work out who's got the most pieces in that zone, not counting these. These cubes on these cards do not count. So in this zone, the green player, me, has the most, so I get this tile, so that's mine. In here, the green player has, and again, we don't count these, the green player has 2, yellow has 1, so I get that as well, mine. This area is 2 for blue, 1 for yellow, so blue's going to get this one. Where's the blue player? There you go. And then this one is yellow, yellow has 3, so yellow gets this one. Okay. Now what would happen in a multiplayer game now is all players who have tiles would have to secretly decide which side up they want their tiles. Obviously in a solo game, we don't actually do that. So what happens here is, let me just check assembly scoring. Right, assembly reward. The player with the most presence in each zone receives that zone's assembly reward tile. If you are the first alone, you may choose production or votes. So I am the first in here and here with no competition. So what happens is for each of these, I can either choose votes or resources. The resources is the easiest one to explain. It is what's printed on there. So that would be 2 soldiers, 2 light soldiers. That would be 2 food. If I chose votes, it's 2 votes plus 1 vote for each settlement in that zone. So for training, there's no settlements here. So that would be 2 votes. For sustenance, it would be 2 votes. For training, it would be 2 votes plus this one. It would actually be 3 votes. What are votes for? In the multiplayer game, votes are going to get you points in the assembly. In the solo game, remember, I need to have 40 votes by the end of the game. Now, in assembly 1, all of the votes that you gain are multiplied by 1. In assembly 2, they're multiplied by 1.5. And in assembly 3, they're multiplied by 2. So that's going to go up as the game goes on. But do I want 3 votes now, or do I just want stuff? Well, I've got plenty of soldiers, so I'm actually going to take 3 votes for that and 2 food. So 1, 2 food, and 3 votes. Yay, I've got some votes. Okay. If you tie with one dissenter for first place, something happens. And if you tie with both dissenters, something happens. If you are the second, the dissenter takes votes and you take production. Okay, so in here, blue was first, yellow was second. Don't get that. In here, yellow was first and I was tied for second. And if you tie for second, you don't get anything. So that's the first bit of the scoring. And these tiles can then go back. We don't need them anymore. Yeah, it doesn't really matter which side up you have them. Okay, so that's the first part of assembly scoring. So I got 2 votes multiplied by 1, that's 2. Then we do officer scoring. So each of these officers, you will notice, has a scoring condition printed on the bottom of them. That goes to the player with the most cubes on the card in total. Third zone, it's a tie, I got told. Is it a tie? Oh yeah, it is a tie. Ah, yeah, you're right. Okay, so it was a tie. Yeah, I'd forgotten that yellow was there. So it's a tie. I don't think it affects anything. Yellow and blue have tied for this, but they don't get any rewards. The important thing is I'm not there, so I don't get anything. Thank you for spotting that, Alex. So this card here, the scoring condition is here. The player with the most cubes gets this, and the player with the second most cubes gets half of this. I'm not on there, so we don't need to worry about that. This one is all me. So I'm on there, which means I get the full benefit of this, which is 2 followers for every patrol card that I have done, or I think a patrol that I'm currently on. So that is 1, 2, 3, 4. Nice. The next one, blue, doesn't matter, I'm not there. And this one, blue wins it and gets 1 point for each trap and 1 point for each wall, and I get half. Now, I don't have any traps or walls, so I don't get anything for that. That is the officer scoring, and then it's wrap up. So all leaders that were in the community, they come home. So they come home after there has been an assembly. And there we go. That is the first assembly done. We are a third of the way through the game, and it is 8:30. Now I thought this might be an hour and a half for the entire video. I have clearly underestimated how long it is, but obviously I'm talking through my moves, I'm explaining it as we go along, so it is taking a bit longer than it would normally. I think this is probably an hour and a half game when you sit down and play it without streaming it. Thank you for bearing with us. We're now going to crack on with Assembly 2. And I don't think we change these cards here. I think we literally just go ahead with Assembly 2. So we need to take the dice, take all of these off the board. Have I accidentally picked up a settlement there? No, I didn't. Thought I'd picked up a settlement by accident. Okay, they are the 11 dice. And we give them a roll. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There's 10 there. Oh, I missed one. I missed this one. Okay, and we're going to sort these out by type. So we're going to put the hammers at the top. In fact, we'll just group them together like this. So backpacks down here. Oh, another hammer. Interesting. And a couple of loud hailers here. Okay. Oh, that was a loud hailer. There you go. Right. Okay. So we've rolled the dice. And we are now onto the blue player. So blue, I think we just carry on from where we left off. Oh, I've just noticed here, destroyed settlements. That's where they go. Right, let's put them there. So 1, 2, 3 destroy. And that thing I mentioned about the assembly voting, it's here. Okay, so you don't need to remember that because it is printed there. Okay, so the blue player is doing a training action using a loudhailer. There is a loudhailer. So yeah, training, military, loudhailer goes on the top. We get a trampler. Trampler goes on here. Perform standard deployment of soldiers. So again, it's 1 light and 1 heavy. So 1 light, 1 heavy. And where are they going? They are going in the place where it has the most settlements, was it? Let me just check that again. Even though I've done it a couple of times. Yeah, with its own settlements. Okay, so it has the most settlements here. Okay, but this zone is completely defended. We know this zone is defended, so we're going to go to the opposite one, which is military, which is over here. Okay, so it's going to place the light one first. And where's this going to go? Does it take into account other soldiers? I'm pretty sure it does. So I think this one's going to go here, and this heavy one is going to go here. Yeah, I think that's how that works. So it's done the standard deployment of soldiers. So this area here is pretty much protected. Okay, and then build wall and trap in opposite zone, which is training. So it's going to build a wall and a trap. So that goes there. And then it's going to place a trap there. Okay, so it's all about the walls and the traps, isn't it? I don't know what that is. That goes there. I think that is the blue player done. Yeah, so these cards get discarded. That one goes there. That one goes there. And we are now back to me, I believe. Where's the yellow leader gone? Where is the yellow leader? Oh, yellow leader's there. We're waiting for that zone to get attacked. Okay, so do I have a plan? I don't know how to get these votes. These votes seem really hard to get. I mean, building settlements in an area. That's what I need to do. And having presence in the area. Okay, so yeah, we need to be building settlements. Building settlements is this action here. Sorry, it's this action here. And I probably need to be doing more of this. So, yeah, let's do that. Because we've got lots of military. Oh, I'm missing a patrol. Yeah, I'm missing a patrol card. Should have had another patrol. There you go. Siege of Giants. Now, look at that. That's a 2-stage one. I think we're going to do that. Yeah, I think we're going to go heavily into patrols in this game. So I'm going to need to send at least 4 soldiers on that, and possibly more. Well, we do have lots of soldiers, so that's fine. Let's look at doing a patrol action, which is here. And have we got a backpack? We have a backpack. Let's place a neutral backpack here. Yeah, okay, so neutral backpack there. We get a trampler and a raptor. So trampler goes here, raptor goes here. And yeah, I take a patrol card. And I'm going to take the big one, Siege of Giants. Okay, now, how many soldiers do I want to put on it? I think, are we about to be attacked? We are possibly about to be attacked here, but this area is fine. This area isn't about to be attacked anytime soon, but the thing is, when an area is attacked, you want to have presence there so that you're at least in with the combat rewards. So I probably want to get a couple of soldiers on there. So I'm going to send this. And I could actually steal some stuff. If I sent a heavy soldier here, that would steal it from that one. Oh, it's not completely defended, is it? Yeah, okay, right. I think I'm going to keep the heavy soldier back. I'm just going to send 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 light soldiers are going to go on there. Do I want to make it 5? If If I make it 5, I basically draw more cards, so I've got more choice to choose from. But also, 2 people might die there, and 1 person might die there. So, yeah, I think I'm going to send another one. There you go. So I've sent 5 light soldiers onto there. Is that overkill? No, that's good. Yeah, okay. So I've sent 5 light soldiers on there. That is the quest. Now, what am I going to do? Am I going to place my leader? I need some safeguards. Do I want to do that? I kind of want to do this. I want to do everything. I'm going to place my leader. I'm going to place my leader, and my leader is going to go into this space here. Okay, and I'm going to do the fortification action, and I'm going to get to do 2 fortifications. So the first one is, and they've got to be different. So I can place a trap, or I can spend a food to place a trap and get a valor, or I can spend a modern resource to build a wall, and a story in a modern resource to get a wall and 2 followers. Right, I'm going to be placing 2 traps. So I spend a food, because I don't have any modern resources, to place 2 traps. First one is free, second one costs a food. I also get a valor. Okay, now I choose which type of trap I want to place and where I want to place it. So, I don't know, it's tricky. What do we think is actually going to come out? Yeah, it's quite difficult working out what might be next based on what's going to come out. So I think the next one here is most likely to be a trampler. So I am going to place a couple of trampler traps. And normally you would place these face down if you were playing multiplayer. But because it's solo, I'm just going to put mine face up. There you go. So a couple of trampler traps there. We're going to call it a night. Thank you very much. Catch the rest later on. Yes, thank you very much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed the rest of it later on. Right. So that was me done. I placed my leader. I did the 2 different fortifications. I got my valor. I spent the food. We are done. Right. Okay. Yellow player. Are we going to have the reshuffle card? We are not. So we're down at the bottom. It is Cobra, Fist, X. So this goes on the Cobra space. This goes on the Fist space. And now we do yellow's turn, which is, it's going to use a hammer followed by a book. Is there a neutral hammer? Yes, there is, lots. And it's going to go on the protection space, and it's going to build fortifications. So it goes there. We get a trampler followed by a raptor. So trampler, and that's it. Okay, so we're going to have an attack here at the end of the turn. And then it is going to build a wall and a trap in the zone with the most of its own settlements. That is here. Okay, so it's going to build another wall, which goes in the next space, and then it's going to build a trap. Now, it doesn't build a trap because there are no empty spaces left. So I guess it just doesn't. I guess it just doesn't build. Let's have a look. Protection zone, fortification. If the zone is full, move to the zone to the right. Okay, the zone is full. So it's going to place a trap. So we need a yellow trap in the zone to the right. And remember, it wrapped round. So it's going to place a trap here. Okay, there we go. Bottom, secondary action. Perform deployment of soldiers in opposite zone. So opposite zone is sustenance. So it's going to place a light soldier in sustenance. And again, that's going to go there. And then it's going to place a heavy soldier. And that's going to go 2 spots, 2 spots. That's going to go there. Okay, right. That is its turn done, and we now have the dino attack. Okay, so first of all, we have a trap. We reveal the trap. It is the right type of trap. So, I mean, you roll the dice anyway, because it still might kill it, even if it's not the right type of trap. And we have rolled that, yeah. So this means that the dino has been killed, even if it was the wrong type of trap. And yellow would get 2 followers, which is irrelevant. Right, okay, then we have a wall. So we have a wall here, so we roll the wall dice. Which is 1 safeguard, which is nothing for the AI player. Then we have this wall, which is monster death and 1 safeguard. So that's gone. And then we have the soldiers. So this soldier here fights these 2 tramplers and kills them both. And tramplers don't actually damage the soldier back. So that's those gone. And they are owned by the green player, because the green player killed them, which is me. Middle column, there's nothing there. And then here we have this yellow leader kills this raptor. And because of plot armor, the hero doesn't actually die. I'm going to take these off now because this zone is now dangerous. That is the end of combat. So now we do combat rewards. There were no breaches, nothing got through. So we count the total number of pieces that each player has in that area. Yellow has 3, green has 2. So yellow gets the first reward. And again, we're going back to the combat rewards table. So I'm actually going to take this deck and I'm going to put it up here temporarily. And we're going to give it a shuffle and we're going to flip it over. So number 7. 7 is taken. 7 has already got a thing on it. So we go to the top. So that one instead. Now it's me. Right. What do I want? Because I have 4 valor and 1 safeguard. So, now I want that. But I'm going to have to lose one of my soldiers to do that, which I think is probably worth it. Or do we take that, which is 2 modern resources? Yeah, let's take that. So I'm going to choose this one here. So it's 1 safeguard and 1 valor. So 1 valor, 1 safeguard for double the resources that's in that area. So that's 2 modern resources. Nice. Okay, next up is card number 1, which is that one. Oh, interesting. So it never takes the top ones. Right, that's good to know. My go. Did I lose anybody? No. No, didn't lose anybody. Right, okay. Because this here is fame if your followers died, I believe. Oh, no, it's loser follower, isn't it? Sorry, loser soldier. Just going to check that in the rules, because that seems odd why I would lose a soldier. Light soldier. Threat die roll. Is it in there? It's not quite in there. John, you might have to remind me what this one does. Reward number 6. Does that mean I have to kill a soldier to get a fame? Or is it for if a soldier died? I guess it's I've got to kill a soldier. So that would be kill a soldier for 1 fame. That would be kill a soldier for 2 because I have killed 2 tramplers. So I think we're going to have to do that. Because I need the fame. It's all about the fame. So I do that. I kill a soldier, which will be this one. Yep, so that's dead. That can go back there. And I get 2, not fame. I'm playing Tricerian by accident. 2 followers. Right, then the AI player. It is reward number 5. So it blocks off 5. 5 is already taken. So again, it goes to the top, takes that one off. And then it's me. So yeah, I don't think I want to take anything else. No, I mean, I'd love this one, but yeah, no, I don't think I want to take anything else. So that is it. That is the end of the combat rewards. Let's shuffle that. Let's put it back over here. And yeah, leader comes back. This soldier comes back. These 2 can go now. We don't need those. And there we go. That is that. Now, whose turn was that? I've lost track of whose turn that was. So how many dice are left? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So there were 11 at the start of the round. Blue went down to 10. I went down to 9. Yellow went. So I think that's yellow's turn. Yeah, that was yellow's turn. It did that. Okay. Nearly saying followers depending on soldiers that died, not kill a soldier. Okay. Well, I didn't have any soldiers that died, so I will get that soldier back, and I will lose one of them. So I didn't take. Oh no, I didn't actually take it. Did I take it? I thought I took it, but maybe I didn't mark it. Oh, I'm losing the plot here. Very tired. Apologies for that. What did I do? I thought I took it. Maybe. So what's this one then? I'm sure that is kill a follower. Kill kill a soldier. Yeah, that's the one I took. Okay. I just need to take a moment and make sure I've done this correct. So I'd done that and I added one of them on. But yeah, I thought that's the one I took. And I thought that was to, or is that if a soldier died, get one follower for each trampler, because a soldier of mine didn't die. Nobody died. They were successful. So that doesn't seem quite right, that one. Let's see what the chat says while I have a browse through the rules. Again, I've got a PDF. It is still work in progress. Obviously, it is a rough PDF. Combat rewards explained. Here we go. Yeah, one follower for each trampler you killed this combat, and the price is one light soldier. Right, so for that one I did have to pay a light soldier. Yes, okay, so the icons are the same. Yeah, you have to kill the soldier, you're correct. It's just the icon there, so that's a cost. Whereas here, it looks similar, but it's not a cost. That is one fame for each soldier that died in the combat. Right, I think we've done it correct. I didn't choose that one. It's that one I sold, so I think we're all good. And you're right, that was yellow's turn. So blue's turn is going to take a book. Is there a book available? There is not a book. So what else does it take? Backpack, then hammer. Yep, there's a backpack. And it's doing the crops action in the sustenance zone. So sustenance is here. The crops action, it's not crops anymore, it's called rations. Trampler and the roll of a dice. And it is a dangerous zone. No, it's not a dangerous zone. So it's just a normal white dice. So it's a trampler and another trampler. So 2 more tramplers. And that's now full. We have a lot of dino attacks. This is like a 4th attack, and we're only a third of the way through the game. It's crazy. So we're going to get a dino attack here at the end of... Neil says, sorry for the confusion. No, it's all right. You were asking about number 6, which was to get followers based on soldiers. Yes, okay. I think we're all good. Thank you very much for the help. Because I do want to get it right. I don't mind slight delays. It's more important to get the rules right, in my opinion. Okay, so it's taking the rations action, which doesn't do anything for it, and then increase the colour die and place leader in community area. So it's going to increase the colour die. Loud hailer backpack, sorry, book, backpack, hammer. No books, no backpacks. There is a hammer, so it gets rid of the hammer and replaces it. I'm going to move that one out of the way, it's confusing. And replaces it with its own. There you go. And then it's placing leader in community area. So the leader goes in the community area, and I think it's just in the opposite area. Yes, opposite card. So it's placing that in the protection zone, which is already occupied. So it can't do that. If that space is filled, move to the next zone to the right. So it goes there. Right, and that is the blue player's turn done. So these cards get discarded. I think we are now going to see our first... Oh, no, we're not. No, we haven't revealed the reshuffle card yet, but we might reveal it next time. Okay, my go. Okay, I need to start thinking of what plan. Well, first of all, we have this. Now, the game should come with a little token, which I may have accidentally deleted, because I was tidying the mod up earlier on, and I think I've deleted it. So, yes, I'm just going to use a story, but the game does come with a token that you put on here to represent which stage you are on. So we were on stage 1, and we draw cards, and we get a story, and we get a food. So there's my food, there's my story, and I'm going to draw 5 of the light cards. So there you go. They're the 5 cards, and I'm going to choose 2 of them. So what do we want? I can't see the numbers on these, unfortunately, so I am going to have to lay them out. Okay, there we go. So let's have a look at these. I'm going to lay them out in order of dangerousness. Okay, so those are, so that's a perfectly safe one, but the reward isn't very much. And then this is a super dangerous one here. Okay, so which two of these do I want? Based on what resources I'm going to get. So I think I'm going to get that one and that one. Or do we take that one? Ooh. Or do we just take this one and say, screw it, he's going to die? How many follows do I need? 55. How many have I got? 20. Probably going to get more though, aren't I? Yeah, with my lucky dice rolls, you're right. I should just put them all on the more dangerous ones. I think that luck is going to run out at some point. How are we doing for modern resources? We've got 2 modern resources. Kind of need them to settle. Yeah, I'm definitely going to be settling soon. Okay. Are those the 2 cards that I want? No, I'm going to go here. Okay, so these are the 2 cards I've got. We're going to roll to see if this guy dies. He dies. And then we're going to roll to see if this guy dies. He dies. Okay, so those 2 died, but I do get the resources. So that is... so they go back to my supply. And I get 2 followers. I get a food. And then I'm going to take a modern resource. Okay, right. So all of these cards can now go back. Flip over. Put them back there. Reshuffle them. Okay, so that's the stage 1 resolved. We then move on to stage 2. I could decide to stop there, but I'm not going to. I'm going to carry on. So we have to make a roll because somebody might die on the way. Nope. Survive that one. And then this will be resolved at the start of my next turn. So this is a second one lived. Oh, I rolled a 3. Oh, you're right. Yeah. It's less than 3, wasn't it? Okay, nice. So yeah, just 1 died. Yeah, sorry. It's less than 3 and I rolled a 3. Okay, thank you. Okay, so the patrol card has been resolved, and now we need to be deciding whether we want to go on another patrol. No, we can't go on another patrol yet, but we do need another patrol card. Yeah, okay. That's a good question, actually. Technically speaking, could I go on another patrol with this one? I mean, I don't want to. I don't think I want to. No, I want to be building settlements. That's what we want to do. We have hammers. In fact, we've got all sorts. But yeah, I'm going to place the neutral one first. So this is a loudhailer. It's going to go there. That attracts a trampler and a raptor. Okay, now these are my traps. So no, I want to influence this. I want to place 2 tramplers. So hang on a minute. I want to place a book. We don't have a book. Okay, I'm going to spend a story. I am spending a story to turn this loudhailer into a book, and then I'm going to place the book on there. Oh, but that's the politics action. Okay, whatever. I'll do the settlement next time. That places 2 tramplers because I've got my traps all lined up, ready for the tramplers. Okay. I then get to do the politics action, and I'm going to spend a food. Oh, I can't. Hang on a minute. All of the neutral dice have gone. Wow, they didn't last long, did they? Oh, that's because they're on the board. Now, you can change one on the board by spending a food and a story. So that's what I'm going to do. Have I spent the food already? I don't think I have. I'm going to spend the food and the story to change the colour of one of the dice that's already on the board, and then get 2 followers. So 1, 2, and what am I going to change? Now, this is really useful because you can now start, remember, at the end of each assembly, you get the region scoring. So I'm actually going to change that hammer into a green hammer. Yep, there it is. So I now have a 3 presence in this zone already. Doing a good job. Thank you very much. Says Rene. If there was a single stage patrol, you could grab that though. Oh, only one multi-stage patrol at a time. Okay. So I could have grabbed that. Because that is a single stage patrol. Okay, cool. But yeah, I don't want to. I wanted to do that instead. And we've gone there and we've done the politics. We've attracted the 2 tramplers. I've changed that dice. That's that done. I now have a secondary action. I can't place my leader because my leader's there. Do I want to place units on the board? Oh man, look at this. This is getting close already. Yeah, I think I need to. So I'm going to place 2 things on the board as a secondary action. Do they have to be in the same zone? Good question. Let's have a look. Secondary actions. Place your leader, influence an officer. Place soldiers. Place 1 or 2 soldiers from your player board onto empty soldier spaces in defense areas. When placing multiple soldiers, you may split them between zones. Totally doing that. Okay, so we are going to place these 2 heavy soldiers. This one's going to come in here. Okay, and then this one. Oh, and that gets me a safeguard. And then this one is going to come in here. And it's going to go... It's going to go here. And that gets me another safeguard. Okay. There we go. So that was my secondary action, was to place soldiers on the board. Did I skip a dino spot in sustenance? I did. You are right. Well spotted. I missed the spot. There you go. So we don't have an attack at the end of the turn. Which is good, because I forgot to do the attack at the end of the turn. So yeah, it's a good job we didn't do that. So that there isn't a dino attack here. There you go. Okay, that's my turn done. So now we go to yellow, and we're going to reveal this card. No, I did that wrong. Sorry. Let's shuffle it. You're supposed to reveal the top one. It isn't the reshuffle card. So it's Cobra, Fist, X. So Cobra, Fist, and then X. Right, okay, so the yellow player is taking a book, hammer, loudhailer backpack. So it'll take its own book, hasn't got its own book, it takes its own hammer, and it's going to place it in the rations space here. Okay, that causes the roll of the die, and it isn't a dangerous area yet, so it's just the roll of the white die. A trampler. Now it's full. Yeah, now it's full. So a trampler arrives and it gets 2 food, but remember the AI player doesn't get any resources. So that's that done, and then place deployment of soldiers in opposite zone. And the opposite zone is expansion. So we're going to get a light one followed by a heavy one, and that's going to go in expansion. So the light one goes here, because it doesn't go where there is a wall, unless again that rule has changed. And then the heavy one is going to go here, I believe, because it goes where there's 1, then it goes where there's 3, and there's 3 there, so that would go there. And the heavy one goes where there's 2, and if there isn't 2, then it goes where there's 3, which is here. Oh no, there's 2 here, but it ignores this one. Yeah, I think the rules said, and again, John will tell me if they've changed, but the rules say placing soldiers, heavy soldiers, place those, where is it? Yeah, in columns that do not already have a soldier. They consider walls but do not consider traps. Soldiers will be placed in columns without walls before columns that contain them. Okay, but they also attempt to place soldiers in columns that do not already have a soldier in them. So I'm not quite sure if I did that exactly right. It's these 2, wasn't it? Yeah. Yeah, so that one definitely goes there because it's place it where there isn't a wall. Sorry, it doesn't place it where there's a wall, and it places it where there isn't a soldier, so that goes there. But this one It depends what the first tie break is. Attempt to place soldiers in columns that do not already have a soldier. And then the next bullet point says dissenters consider walls when placing soldiers. So I don't know which the tiebreaker is. Correct placement, but that was 8 seconds ago. Okay, so it would go in the left column if the middle column was already defended. Right, which is not. Yeah. Obviously, beta copy of the rulebook. This will be clarified with a lot more detail and a lot of examples so that everybody knows exactly what to do. But that's a good... There you go, John. Take a note of that situation. I think that's a good example as to where would this go and why. So we're going to put it there. Okay, so that is yellow's turned done. And now we have this attack here. Okay, so I'm going to remove these now before I forget. Okay, now, oh, this is bad. Yeah, this is very bad. Why didn't I go in there? Oops. Right, okay, so we have a trap. We have a trap here. Let's see what type of trap it is. It is the wrong type of trap, but it might still work. Let's roll the trap dice and see what we get. It is... No, so the trap has to be working. That icon there means that the trap has to work. The trap has to be the right one to kill the monster. It doesn't, so the trap is just removed. We don't need that anymore. That monster, dinosaur. The dinosaur stays. Walls, there are no walls. So now let's start resolving them from left to right. Here we have 2 tramplers. They are killed by this. Yes, so they're gone. This light soldier here kills the raptor, but dies in the process. And then these 2 tramplers get through. Okay, so we have 2 tramplers have got through. The active player would lose points. There's no settlements here. So actually there is no effect. So these tramplers just go rampaging through, but there's nothing there to destroy. We're okay. Yeah, and these just go back. Okay, I think that's right. Yeah, I don't think anything happens if they get through. Well, for each one that got through, you lose one of these grateful citizen tiles. However, these are only used when we're distributing rewards. And because yellow was the only player in there, we don't bother doing the rewards thing. So yeah, I think we are now good. That is the end of yellow's turn. And we have had 4 dino attacks already. Okay, so now it's blue's turn. Blue is expanding and it's using a book followed by a hammer. So blue has a hammer. So it's going to use its own die and it's going on the politics space. And it can go on the politics space with that. So we get a trampler plus the yellow die. So we don't need the white dice anymore. That's gone. We just need the yellow one. So it is a trampler plus 2 raptors. Oh dear. Oh, here we go. We have another attack. Wow, this is crazy. So a trampler plus 2. I don't remember this being this many attacks when I played multiplayer. Okay. So it's placed the dice in the politics area and it will now do the politics action, which is, what is the politics action? Politics. The dissenter covers the appropriate politics space, replaces a neutral die with a die of its own colour. If there isn't a die to swap in the dice pool or on the main board, this action is ignored. There is one on the board. So if the dice pool is empty, look at the dice in the zone shown on the opposite card. Opposite card is sustenance. There is a white dice on sustenance. There you go. And start with the top leftmost icon on the DAC, which is the card. In zones with multiple actions, start with left action, then right, then bottom. What? So I think we're looking at the icons on this card. So it's book first, then hammer, then loud hailer, then backpack. It's only backpacks. So it replaces that one with a blue backpack. I think that's right. There you go. That goes on there. Okay. So that's the politics action. Then it's going to influence the chief steward with either 1 or 2 cubes. And it is 1 cube on the chief steward. 1 cube on the chief steward. Your best mate. There you go. Right, that is blue's go done. So now we get rid of these cards. And at this point, we are going to see the reshuffle card. So that goes there. And then we see the reshuffle card. Okay, so whenever we see the reshuffle card, we cycle the patrols. So the 2 patrols go on the bottom of the deck. There we go. And we get 2 more. Okay, so 2 patrols have come out. And then we do the reshuffle. So I'm just going to read the rules on this reshuffle because I haven't done it before. Oh, can't find the word reshuffle. Try and find the word shuffle. Oh, it's a scanned in document. It can't be searched. Right, okay, nice. Right. Bear with us a minute. I will find it. Reshuffle. Here we go. This card breaks the typical order of play. Take the reshuffle card out of the deck and reshuffle the remaining draw deck and discard piles together. So that one goes to one side. There is no draw deck. This is the discard pile. So that gets shuffled. We then take out 3. Again, very similar to what we did in setup. That gets shuffled in with them. This goes on top of there. And then we carry on. And reveal that one. Okay, that was Blue's turn's done. Now it is my go. Okay, so we have 4 dice left before the end of the month. And how are we looking in terms of presents? Here is, Blue's got 2 in here. Yellow's got 1 in here. Blue's got 1, Yellow's got 1. I've got 3 in here. So at the moment I'm winning this one and there's lots of settlements there. That's good. But we do want to build settlements ourselves. So I think we're now going to do it. Oh no, we got a dino attack. We have a dino attack at the end of that turn. And then I've got a patrol to resolve. Right, okay, so dino attack. Traps. Okay, so my 2 traps are the correct traps. Let's see if they are successful or not. First of all, this one here. Come on, come on, come on. No, it didn't work. It didn't work. So I get 2 followers for a valiant effort. This trap is spent, but you actually put it somewhere because this can give you points for traps spent. So I'm actually going to put it just below there. And I get 2 followers, but it didn't kill the dinosaur. There we go. Okay, next is this trap. Let's see if I have more luck with this one. That didn't even roll. Oh, I did press R. It just didn't, it really didn't go in the air, did it? Sometimes it does, and sometimes it doesn't. But, you know, I pressed R, it just didn't seem to do anything. So, I get another 2 followers. Okay, this is bad. This is bad, bad. Why won't you stand still? Right, there you go. So now we have this wall. So that's this dice. That didn't work. Oh dear. Now we go to the soldiers. There are no soldiers here. There is a light soldier here, so that kills this raptor. Okay, and I'm just going to remove it because it's yellow, but that dies. Then we have a heavy soldier here that kills these 2 tramplers. And then here we have one of my heavy soldiers, so that kills that raptor and that trampler. Okay, so I've killed these, but then because he fought a raptor, that soldier dies. Okay, so we have a breach. 3 got through. Ouch. Whose go is it? I've lost track of whose go it is. I think that was Blue's go. Yeah, okay. So we've had a breach on Blue's turn. Right, okay. So now when there's a breach, breaches. If there are any surviving dinos, the defense failed and the surviving dinos breach. For each trampler, remove a settlement. For each raptor, each breaching raptor attacks a settlement. And then you set aside, right, okay, so there are 3 breaching dinos, so we lose 3 of these grateful citizen tokens for this combat. And then we have a settlement. So I think you do them, this was first, that was the nearest, so this goes trampling on here and destroys that yellow settlement, which is going to go here. So we've had 4 settlements destroyed. And then these other two, these don't do anything because there's no settlements left. So nothing happens with those. Shame on blue for slacking. Yes, absolutely, shame on blue. Okay, but now we do some rewards. So yellow had 2 units in there. Green and blue had 1. So yellow is first, and then I am second because blue was the active player. And as we found out earlier, rewards go from the left of the active player. So it's yellow, then blue. Sorry, yellow, then green, because that's yellow, isn't it? Yeah, yellow, then green, then blue. Okay, so we're going to take a deck. We're going to put it up here. We're going to shuffle it. I'm going to flip it over. So yellow is taking reward number 1, which is that one. Then it's blue, which is me. Right, what am I going to take? I have 3 Valor and 2 Safeguard. So at this point, what did I kill? I killed 1 of each. I think I'm going to build the settlement. Yeah, I'm going to use 2 Safeguard and I'm going to build the settlement. Okay, so 2 Safeguard, I'm going to build a settlement, and that settlement I think has to go in the zone that was attacked. So it goes on the bottom. I've rebuilt the yellow settlement that got destroyed. And then blue, it doesn't really matter. Blue takes reward number 7, which it can't do, so it takes that one. And that is it, no more grateful citizens. So all of the rewards have been distributed, which is okay, I'm all right with that. These cards can be shuffled and go back. There we go. Right, so the rewards have been done. These dinos can go, we don't need them anymore. I spent my Safeguard. And yeah, so these go back. And this soldier died. This was mine, wasn't it? Poor soldier. Okay, right. So that was the end of blue's turn. So my turn, this resolves. I get to draw 4 cards from this deck. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And I get to keep 2 of them because that says there, 2 cards. And I also get 4 followers. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so we're going to keep yeah, it's a good one. It's good. It's that one and that one. Okay, so this one just gets me a Safeguard and I don't lose the soldier. And the other one I have to roll. And we're going to roll and we'll see what we get. It's another 6. That's 3. Oh, massively lucky on this. 1 food, 1 story and 2 followers. Yeah, my dice rolls tonight have been great. I should go down the casino. 1 story, 1 food, 2 followers, and Mr. Norris comes home. You all right, Chuck? There you go. That goes there, that goes there. These cards, group them together, flip them over, put them back on there, shuffle, move the dice back over here. That is complete. That is my 3rd patrol that I have completed, which means this is going to get me lots of followers. It's the votes that I need. That's the problem. That is the problem. Okay, so it's my turn. And we are totally building some settlements now. We are absolutely building settlements with my own hammer. So that gets a trampler plus the yellow die. So I'll put the trampler on first, because this area is now almost empty. So trampler plus the roll of the yellow die. No, that was a flip. There we go. Another trampler. Come on. Yeah, these figures are nice, but on Tabletop Simulator, yeah, it's getting in the way. The head is getting in the way of each other. I should stack them like that. There you go. Okay, and I'm building 2 settlements. So I'm spending a story, a modern resource, and a food to build 2 settlements. They have to be in different zones, and I don't get the bonus for the second one. So 1 modern resource, 1 story, 1 food, 2 2 settlements. Right, now this is where I need to look at the bonuses, because there are bonuses on these spaces. So we're going to put one there, and we're going to put one here, and we're actually going to get a modern resource from that. Yeah, there you go. Let's get some resources. Modern resource. Although I have modern resources. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, a modern resource. Except for walls and traps. How do you mean except for walls and traps? What was it I said that prompted the walls and traps message? I don't know. Right, so I went there with my main action. I've settled. I've built 2 settlements. I've spent them. It is now my secondary action. And I think my secondary action has to be... Well, he says that. It might have to be... Is my leader available? No, my leader's over here. Do we do some placing of influence? I want this. Yeah, I definitely want this. So I need to get some influence on the Chief Steward. I have 2 stories, so let's spend those 2 stories. Oh, good dice rolling. Yes, except for the walls and the traps. Yeah, my dice rolling for my patrols is awesome. My dice rolling for my traps is terrible. The other option is that I could just send soldiers out. Oh, this is tricky. This is really tricky because I've got these soldiers and I could go on another patrol with them. I do kind of want this. Okay, let's do it. Let's spend my 2 stories to get 2 influence cubes on the Chief Steward, which means he pays out because it's now full. So blue and green get the bonus, which is just me, because the AI doesn't get in it, and I get some more modern resources. I've got too many now. Yeah, and because I've got dice and settlements, that's actually going to score me 6 points now at the end of this. At the next assembly, that's going to score me 6 points. Right, that was my secondary action done. Check for dino attack, check for assembly, done. AI's turn. Reveal the next card. It is X Fist Cobra. So that stays there, that goes there, that goes there. Okay, so the yellow player is going to use a neutral... Are there any neutral dice left? No. So it's got hammer or backpack. It uses its own hammer and it's going to the rations space, which it can't. It can't go to the rations space with a hammer. So oh no, hang on. It's this. Yeah, it says crops, it means rations. So it goes to the other action in that area instead, which is this, which is patrol. Okay, so that causes the roll of a dice. And we get double trampler. So 1 there and 1 there. And whenever the AI goes on patrol, you simply put one of these to the bottom of the deck. This hasn't happened yet. Sustenance, patrol. Covers the appropriate patrol die, the highest numbered patrol card, and puts it on the bottom of the deck. Okay, so these are numbered. I don't know where the number is. Okay, so I guess it's that. I guess it's the value in the top left. So it's going to take that one. That goes on the bottom of the deck. Come on. There you go. Okay, and we get a new one. There you go. If the cards are numbered, let me know. Yeah, still no crops action. For your settlement placement in expansion, go for the double modern resource instead of the single. Okay. Oh, because you can place these anywhere. Ah, yeah, I'd forgotten you could place these anywhere. In which case, if you can place them anywhere, I'm going to go for the 2 votes. Because I need votes. Okay, yeah, I'd forgotten you can place them anywhere. That's really useful. Okay, so I lose a modern resource because you're right, I've got too many of them. And I get 2 votes instead. 5 votes. What do I need? 40. I'm getting there, slowly. Right, where were we up to? We're doing the crops action, we're doing the rations action. It did that. Oh no, hang on, it doesn't do the patrol. Yes, you're right, still the crops action. I just remembered. So that needs to go there, that needs to go there, pop that there, reshuffle it. Yep, wherever it places the dice is irrelevant, it still does the action printed on the card. I did forget that. Okay, so now we're placing deployment of soldiers in the opposite zone. The opposite zone is training. So we're going to get a light one and a heavy one, and they're going to go in here. But I don't think they are, because I think this is well protected. Light and a heavy there, that's done. Heavy there is done. Light and a heavy there. Yep, so we're not needed. We are needed potentially here. So it will always place soldiers where there isn't walls. It will go for a 2, then a 3, so that goes there. And then the heavy will go... I think the heavy goes there. Yeah, okay. So I think that's right. That is the yellow player done. The blue player... have we got any blue dice left? We don't have blue dice left, so it will use the yellow player's one in preference to me. And it's doing military. So where's this going to go? It goes there. That causes a raptor and the roll of a die. What have we got? We have a raptor and 2 tramplers. Almost getting an attack. Raptor and 2 tramplers. Oh. Piggybacking. Go away. There we go. Okay. And then it's doing the military action. And what is it doing? It is performing the standard deployment of soldiers. So wherever it has got the most settlements, which is here, because it has 1 settlement and that's there. So it takes a light one and then a heavy one. And it's going to put them on here. So the light one will go there and the heavy one will go there. Okay, there you go. Column without a soldier before one with. Yes. The next column. Oh, right. Yeah, you're right. There you go. But this one here. So the first one goes there because there aren't any walls here. But then what's the tie break? Will it prefer to place where there's a wall but no soldiers? I think so. So I think that's going to go here. Yeah, let me know if that's correct. Again, we need lots of examples in the rulebook for this bit, because this is the bit I'm finding is very logical in the way that it works. Yeah, we just need to make sure it's explained clearly in the rulebook and we all know what's going on. So yeah, I think that's right. That's the top action done. Then patrol and place leader defense. Okay, so we are doing the patrol thing after all. So that's going to go to the bottom. That's going to go to the top. And there we go. And then what was it? Leader defense? Place leader defense. Okay, so it's going to place the leader, which is already on the board. Yeah, leader's already on the board, so it doesn't do anything. Right, that is the end of blue's turn. So we're going to replace these. And then discard these. Okay, and then it is my go, and I take the last action. And I have a hammer. And what am I going to do? I would love to be able to build again, but I don't. I own it. I don't have enough stories. Do we go and get myself some stories? I think we do. Okay, so I'm taking the last turn of this particular month, which means I know I'm going to score this, and I'm going to score this, and I'm going to score half points for this, which is just 1. Okay. Can I influence any of the placements? This area is 2 yellow and 2 blue. This area is 2 yellow. This area is 3 green and 1 blue. And this area is 1, 2, 3, 4 green. So I've got both of these. That's good. That is very good. We could, you know what? We could place another settlement and really go for it on the old votes thing. Oh, but it would cost me a story to replace it, and I can't. Okay, what am I going to do with this hammer? I could build some walls. Yeah, we could do that. Let's go here. I'm going to put the hammer here, which causes a trampler to arrive, which is fine, because I've got loads of space. And then I'm going to build. So I get to do 2 of these build actions, and I am going to spend a modern resource to build a wall. So a modern resource for a wall, and I also get to place a trap for free, or a trap and a valor for a food. Do I have enough food? Yes, I do. So where's the wall going to go? I might place it here. Yeah, so I'm going to place that there. Then my second fortification action is to spend a food to get a valor, and I get a trap. And I'm going to place a trap. I think we're going to place a trap here, and it's going to be a trampler trap. And it's going to go there. Okay, so that's my main action done. I built 2 things. For my secondary action, I can't place my leader because it's on the board. I could place soldiers. I could totally place soldiers. And that's just going to get me lots of safeguard, which is going to allow me... Yeah, let's do that. So I'm just going to place these 2 soldiers. One's going to go there. One's going to go there. That's going to get me 2 points of safeguard, which is going to put me up to there. Nice. That's my secondary action done. Check for dino attack. Not quite. Check for assembly. We have our second assembly. So how are we doing? It's 9:30. So first assembly took an hour and a half. Second one's taken an hour. As I say, I think this would be a 90-minute game if I wasn't slowing down and live streaming it. I mean, it's my first time playing it as well. So if you're still with me in the chat, let me know. Apparently there are 30 people watching. So if you are still watching, just please pop us a message in the chat. Yeah, let me know if you're enjoying it. Well, I assume you are, otherwise you wouldn't be watching it. Let me know if you think I'm going to win or not. Because at this stage, with 5 votes, I tell you what, decide after this assembly and see what happens. Right, sustenance is going to yellow. Training is going to yellow. No, in fact, that's going between yellow and blue. So actually, nobody gets that because it's tied between yellow and blue. So if this was a multiplayer game, they would both each player would get half of something. But I get these 2. I get the expansion one because I've got presence of 3, and I get the protection one because I've got a presence of like 5 or something crazy. So I get that, and I get that, and I'm going to take votes on all of these. Do I get second anywhere? No, I don't even get second anywhere. Okay, so I get votes on both of these. Again, I could choose whether I want votes or resources, but I'm definitely taking votes. So it's 2 plus 1 per house. So here is 4, and here is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So that's 11 votes in total. And then because this is the second assembly, it's actually multiplied by 1.5. Does it round up or round down? Is it 16 or is it 17? Here's the question. Let's scroll down in the PDF. Assembly reward. Doesn't say. Does not say whether I round up or round down. Okay, so that needs adding to the rulebook, John, if you want to make a note. 6 votes for expansion and 10 votes for protection, it says. Is it? Okay, yeah, so it's rounded down. So I get 16 votes. Nice. So suddenly, we're on 21. Okay, this is looking doable now. This is definitely looking doable. Okay, so those go back. Again, if this was multiplayer, this bit would be a little bit more complex because you'd choose which side you wanted and the second place would get something, etc., etc. Or if I had second place in either of these, which I don't. Right, now we get the scoring of the officers. So I'm not on here at all, so we ignore that one. Here I have the most, so I get 2 points per patrol, which is... Yeah, I got 3 patrols, so that's 6. 5, 6, nice. This next one, we are both tied, so we both get it, which is for each die plus 2 settlement combos you've got. Now, I have 4 settlements, and I definitely have 2 dice. I've actually got 3. So that's another 6 followers. One of them, one of them. And this last one, I'm second, so I get half of this reward. So I have 1, 2, 3 traps and a wall, so that's 4, halved, 2. 1, 2. Okay, this is looking quite good now. So if you hadn't voted on me to win, fool on you, because I need 55 followers and 40 votes. I have almost 55 followers. I need to get 19 votes in the last round, so definitely doable. Definitely doable. Right, okay, cool. That's the assembly done. We now go into month 3. Okay, let's take the dice back. Yeah, I'm enjoying this. If I played again, I would definitely up the difficulty level. And of course, the next time I play it, I will be more confident with the rules and not have to keep looking up lots of stuff. But a lot of these things I'm doing for the first time. So this is probably likely similar to your first experience of playing this game. Is that the dice? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I am also extremely hungry. So if you hear my stomach grumbling, apologies for that, but I didn't have a big enough dinner. And I thought I'd be done by 9 o'clock. So yeah, I was about to go downstairs, grab some food and do some painting tonight. That's not going to happen, is it? I'm not complaining because I'm enjoying this. It's just, it's a little longer than I expected. Right, okay. Oh, that was, what was that? That was, let's watch it back on the YouTube feed. I think, because that dice accidentally changed as I was moving it around. It was a book. That's the advantage of me watching it back on YouTube. There you go, that was a book. That's also a book. Backpacks up here. Backpack. Books. Book up there. Hammers down here. So lots of backpacks this turn and only one loudhailer. Right, okay, and that was my go, which means in this particular round, or in this month, I'm only going to get to do 3 actions. So let's have a look at what the AIs are doing. We have cross, fist, cobra. So cross, fist, cobra. Right, yellow player is taking a backpack and is going to do social aid. There isn't a neutral backpack, so it takes a neutral loudhailer and it's doing social aid, which is that space there, which is simply a raptor. Okay, that's that done, and the social aid action does nothing. It's then doing a secondary action. It's going to place the leader in defense and influence most. Right, so leader goes in defense. Which area is about to be attacked? This one. So it places the leader, and there's only one place it can go, and that's there. Oh, but is this area completely defended? It is. Yeah, this area is completely defended, so it doesn't go there. It goes to the next one, which is... It acts as if it's heavy. So it uses a 2 spot if there is one, which is here. So it goes there. Yeah, okay. And then it's also rolling a dice and influencing the one that it's got the most influence on. Okay, so it rolls this and we get a 4, so it's placing 2 influence on the one that it's got the most influence on, which is this one. So that finishes that, and then another one. I'm just going to check the chat messages because I think there is one for me. It wouldn't place there. David is back now. People to entertain. How's it going? We're just starting month 3. John's been helping out with all of the rules questions, of which we've had a few. Yeah, so we're just working out where this leader is going to go. And John is saying it wouldn't place there except on the valor spot for the leader. Oh, yeah, you're right. Yeah, so it goes there. Yeah, I forgot. Leaders act as if they're heavy infantry, but they place on valor spots. Because they go first, because they are protected. They don't take any damage. So I think that's that. In terms of how is it going, David, here's the points. I have 48 followers and 21 votes. So I'm confident we're gonna win. Yeah, we will see. We had lots of attacks early on, but the attacks seem to have now slowed down a bit. Okay, so that's yellow done. Blue, what have we got? Neutral dice. We have hammers, so it's going to place a hammer. It's going to place it in military. It goes there, which is a raptor and a die. And the die is 2 raptors, so we have 3 raptors arriving in the training zone. Okay, right, we are going to have another dino attack. So we only get 1. Did I place the wrong one? I did. Oh, it's the wrong trap, Gromit. Right, perform a standard deployment of soldiers. So blue is going to do a standard deployment of soldiers. And it's going to place them in the area in which it has the most settlements, which is here. So it's going to place this one. That area's got 2. That area's got 2. They both have a wall. They both have soldiers in, so it goes there. And then this one goes there. Yeah, I think that's right. Ah, sorry, I've got Ben and John mixed up. Sorry, Ben, thank you for covering. Yeah, I didn't think it was John, but it was. John is here now, so we got John, David and Ben is here, and Ben has been helping out with the rules. So apologies, Ben, for calling you John. But yeah, Ben's been very helpful with the rules in here. So yeah, does this one go here? I know heavy soldiers like to go on the back row, but in this case, I think it goes in the front. I don't know why this one's here. Oh, it's because I put it there. Yeah. So I think that one goes there. One of you 3 will tell me if it's if it's wrong, I'm sure. Right, okay, so, and then it's going to influence the chief mate. So we roll the dice. In fact, I'm going to move this dice a bit nearer. It's a 6. I'm going to move this dice here. So we influence 2 cubes on the chief mate, which is this one. Yeah, these 2 are definitely competing over this one. I don't care about it at all. Right, that's blue's turn done. So these cards go to the discard pile. And we refill the slots. And it is now my go. So, what have we got? What do we want to do? So in order to get the votes, I need to basically have... Oh, that should be back. Yeah, after the assembly, leaders should have come back. So, did I miss something? Did blue... Nope, I think we're all good. Yeah, forgot the leader comes back. Right. What are we going to do? I don't need to do any more on here. I'm scoring that. That is my follower situation sorted. In order to get the votes, yeah, I just need to basically have settlements in these areas and get the scoring card for this area. So if I take if I get the scoring tile for this, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, doubled, that's 14. So that tile alone is worth 14 votes. So what we need to do is we need to get some stories and we need to build combat. Oh yeah, combat. Yeah, thank you. I'm always forgetting combat. We have a dino attack here. So this is at the end of blue's turn. We have a dino attack. So first of all, this trap is the wrong type, but we roll the dice anyway. Okay, so that icon there means the trap has to be the right one. It's not, so the trap just gets removed and the dino stays. This trap is also the wrong one, but we might get lucky. Nope, we didn't get lucky. Now, do I still get the 4 fame or not? I mean, I shouldn't do because I used the wrong type of trap. Not the fame, the followers. Okay, so the traps were ineffectual. Now we have the wall. Let's roll the dice. And the wall does kill that one. So that is dead. And then we have the soldiers. So this light soldier here kills that one and dies. This heavy soldier kills that one. So that goes on my board because I killed it. Combat, no, not. Okay. Oh, as in no, I don't get the 4 followers. Right, okay, yeah. Remember, the chat is 8 seconds delayed. So if you can, yeah, rather than saying no, if you can let me know specifically what it is that I've asked about, otherwise I won't know what it is that you're saying no for. But I assume you're saying no that I don't get the 4 followers. Right, so that's that column done. This column, we have a heavy soldier here. That heavy soldier kills those two, and again, that's yellow, so we just get rid of those. Oh, I think we might be all right. Light soldier here kills that raptor and dies. Heavy soldier kills those two raptors and dies. But there you go, there is no breach. So no breaches, nobody got through. Now we deal with the rewards. Oh, those traps should still be there for now, because those traps are used to determine the rewards. So blue had 1, 2, 3 pieces in this battle. Yellow had, I can't see these. That's yellow, isn't it? Right, that's a dead one. That's a dead one, and that's a dead one. Okay, so blue had 4 pieces. Blue had 4 pieces in the battle. Yellow had 2. Green had 2. Who is the active player? Blue, which means I break ties. So the rewards are blue, green, yellow. Yes. Okay, so blue is going to get the reward first, then me. Okay, first reward is number 3. So blue takes reward number 3, which is that one. Then I get to choose a reward, and I am totally taking the one for killing raptors, because I killed 2 of them. So that is this one here. Although, this isn't going to get me votes. If this was a multiplayer game, I would be definitely taking this one, because that gets me 4 followers, and followers is the victory points. But because this is a solo game, and I am pretty sure I've already got the followers situation sorted, I'm going to take this one. That gets me, it costs me 2 valor, and it allows me to build a settlement and not get the bonus. But I am going to build it here. In fact, I'm going to build it there, because I don't want that bonus. Yeah, I might need these bonuses, so I'm not going to get that bonus. Yeah, okay. So there we go, right. And then yellow. Yellow claims reward number 4. Then back to blue. Blue claims reward number 7. Reward number 7 is covered over, so it goes to the top one. And then me. What do I want as my last reward? I don't know. I don't know what I want. I mean, I've got 3 of those. I could take one of each of those and get the 2 resources. What are the resources? Soldiers. Do I need the soldiers? The dissenters block all of the number 3 reward. Okay, I've been doing that wrong. Okay, I have been doing that wrong the whole game then. If they block the whole of that reward, I have been doing that wrong the whole game. So I'm going to carry on doing it the way I've been doing it, even though it's wrong. But apparently, the dissenters choose a combat reward, draw a challenge card, place a grateful citizen over the reward to show that this reward is no longer available. If this reward has already been taken or covered by a combat reward tile, this dissenter will take the top reward. If both rewards are taken, yeah, I'm not seeing that. If that's what you mean, technically you cover the reward of the number. Okay, that's not clear in the current rulebook. So yes, apologies, I've been playing it apparently wrong. Apparently when the dissenters block a reward, they block the whole reward rather than just a particular space. But yeah, for today, I'm going to carry on playing it the way I've been playing it, because that's the way that I read the rulebook. It, yeah, just place a grateful citizen token over the reward of the drawn card to show that this reward is no longer available. So I thought it was just a particular spot. So yeah, apologies for that. But yeah, for now, because I've been playing it this way, I'm going to carry on. Right, so where were we up to? It was me, wasn't it? And I was deciding what to take. Do I need the soldiers? I don't know. I don't know what to take now. What is going to get me more votes? No, I'll tell you what. I'm not going to take another reward. So that is it. So I think, Ben, what you're saying is if the first card was number 3, you would actually take that and you would put it there. So both of these are completely gone, if that's what you're saying. Right, okay, so flip that over, shuffle it. That's that done. That was our 5th dino attack, I believe. Are we going to have another one? I mean, we had 3. By the way, we're a third of the way into the game. So that can disappear. That can go down there. And these are all gone. Poor soldiers. They'll be fine. Death's not the drawback that it used to be in the olden days. And then these soldiers actually come home. Which for the AI player, home is the same as the dead pile. If there was a hero there, leader there, they would come home as well. And that is that. And now it's my go. Okay. Otherwise, it's too easy to plan, apparently. So, yes. I have to play it again. Okay. Oh, these go back now. We don't need them. Just delete them. Pop, pop. Right. So, my go. What was I planning to do? I think I was planning to get some stories. I need some stories so that I can then do a double settle, which will then get me more votes. And the best place to get stories is to go down the pub. So I'm going to go down the pub with a neutral die. And I get 1 story plus an extra story for each of my dice. I have 3 dice, so I get 4 stories. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, that's my primary action, is to go down the pub. My secondary action... I could place my leader. Oh, I think let's do it. Yeah, let's place my leader into this area here, and I will choose the settle action. And I will spend a modern resource and a story and a food, and I will place 2 settlements. 1, 2. And yeah, I will place one of them there and get the bonus, which is to place an influence cube onto the chief steward. And then I'll place the other the other settlement is going to go I don't know now. I'll just go here and get 3 safeguard. That's a bit of a waste, isn't it? I'll get 2 modern resources. Yeah, I'm kind of not playing as efficiently now because I think I've won. So I'm kind of not stressing out over getting every single point. There you go. So that's my go over. Any dino attacks? No dino attacks. No reward for the second. Yes, you're right. I did know that. I did know there was no reward for the second, and then I completely forgot about it. Did I place it there? Yeah, it was the modern resources. Thank you. Yeah, no reward for the second one, and they have to go in different zones. Right, yellow player. So we flip this card over, and it is X-Cobra Fist. So that stays there, that goes there, that goes there. And now we're going to do the yellow player. The yellow player, is there any neutral dice left? No. So the yellow player is taking a backpack or a book. It's taking a book, and it's going to be placing it on the crops ration space, which it can. So it goes there. A raptor appears, and then it doesn't take any bonus. Okay, secondary action. Increase the colour die, and then place leader in the community area. So increasing the colour die, there's no neutral ones left, so it changes a neutral one on the board, and it will do books, then backpack, then hammer. Is there a neutral book on the board? There is. So it changes that for a yellow book. So the dice that I used to go down the pub with, that is that. And then placing leader in the community area, leader is already on the board, so it doesn't do anything. Right, yellow's turn is done. No dino attacks, no assembly. Blue. What blue dice have we got? 2 backpacks. So it's taking one of those, and it is doing the settle action, which it can do. So we get a trampler plus the roll of the die, and the die is another trampler. So we get 2 tramplers arriving here. No, we might have another dino attack by the end of the game. Okay. And then what is it doing? Build where most of own colour, then opposite. So build where most of own colour is here. So it builds one here. And then opposite is sustenance. So it builds one in sustenance, which is there. Okay, so that's blue's main action done. Then it's going to build a wall and trap in zone with most of own settlements, which is here. But it's full of walls. So it doesn't build there, it builds in the next one along, which is there. But the trap, it will place a trap there. Okay, and that is blue done. I'm going to zip through this now because I think I've got the hang of it. So that gets discarded, that gets discarded. He says, probably making a million rules mistakes now. That flips over. It is now my go. I'm going to place... I'm going to place a hammer in the settle area. I'm going to place 2 settlements. So it's a trampler plus the roll of the die. 3 tramplers. Uh-oh. Okay, I've messed this up. Hang on a minute. I should have looked first. Oh, what's done is done. So 3 tramplers have just arrived. Gulp. Yeah, I was just thinking, before I rolled that dice, I should just have a look at what's there. So I'm going to build 2 settlements. It's going to cost me one of those, one of those, and one of those. The first settlement is going to go here, which gets me 2 votes. 1, 2. The second settlement, of which I get no bonus for, is going to go, and it's got to go in a different zone. So I'm actually going to put it down here. Okay. But then as my secondary action, I'm going to deploy some military. So we've got these 2 military, and they are going to deploy to this zone because we are about to be attacked. Now, this is not going to help completely, is it? So that hero is going to kill those 2. That light one is going to kill that one. 2 are going to get through. So that one's going to have to go there, and that one's going to have to go there. That's the best I can do. So we're going to have a breach. So that's 1 Valor and 1 Safeguard. Checks the chat. Not doing anything wrong yet. So that was my main action. That was my secondary action. At the end of my turn, we have a dino attack, and we roll for the wall. Okay, doesn't matter. The owner of the wall got 1 fame. Then this hero kills those 2. Okay, then here, this light soldier at the front kills that one. And then this is a light soldier at the back, kills that one, which is mine. So I'm just going to take that and put it here. Then here we have a light soldier, that's mine. Okay, and then this heavy soldier here kills those 2, but that was a raptor. So this one dies in the process. So I'm just going to put it there. Okay, so we have a breach. This got through. Charge. Okay, so I lose 2 points because I caused the breach. And then I lose this settlement. Which actually goes over here. So that is the 5th settlement gone. If there's 1 more settlement I destroyed, I lose the game. Okay, and I lose 2 followers. Whatever's. Okay. Now we do combat rewards. So blue had 1. Yellow had 3 and green had 2. So we're going to do this combat reward. I said I was going to keep it doing the same. I'm now going to use the proper rules for the combat rewards now that I know what they are. I just didn't want to do it in the middle of doing the combat rewards section before. So we're now going to use the proper rules for the combat rewards. If you've been bearing with us for this length of time, it is yellow first, then green, then blue. Okay, so yellow takes combat reward number 2. So combat reward, oh, there was 1 breach, so we lose 1 of those. In fact, I seem to have lost 1 anyway. There should be 6 of them. Ah, there it goes. Right. So we've lost 1 because of the breach. So yellow is taking combat reward number 2. So combat reward number 2 is completely gone. Right. So that is all out, that line. That was yellow. Now me, as green, well, I'm definitely taking the builder settlement. Because why not? So I spend 2 safeguard, and I'm going to rebuild that settlement that got destroyed. Do I get the bonus for this? No, you don't get the bonus for it. So I'm going to place it there. Okay. Then the blue player takes reward number 7. 7 was down here, so that's that gone. Then yellow takes reward number 6, which is that one. And then it's me. So which one can I take? So I could take... Oh, I can take that one. So I can take the second one of those. So I spend 2 valor. And I place another settlement. Nice. And this can be in the same region. Okay, so let's do that. Let's totally do that. Let's put it there. Okay, I think that's right. He says, looking at the chat. So yeah, so those 2 settlements, they are 2 different rewards, and therefore I could place them both in the same zone, I guess. Right, okay. That's the end of the combat. This person died, but then this person goes back, this person goes back. Except that was the hero. Where's the hero gone? There's the hero. And my 2 guys come back. Come home. There you go. And I didn't bother taking the rewards for those because I didn't want them. Okay, these get stacked up again. If we need them, are we going to have another dino attack before the end of the game? I don't know. We will find out. Tune in next week for an all-new exciting episode of Paul vs. Dinosaurs. Right. So yeah, that was my go. And it is now the AI's turn. Okay, so it is Cobra X Fist. So Cobra X Fist. Okay. Yellow is... What's yellow got? Yellow's got a backpack and a book. So it's going to place the backpack and it's placing it on the fortification zone, which is there. So we get a raptor plus another raptor. Yeah, because you do it, if you look at this dice, although there you're seeing the trampler on top, you've got to sort of orient the dice. So it is raptor, raptor, trampler. So raptor goes on there. Another raptor goes on there. Come on. And then trampler goes on there. There you go. Okay, so that's that done. And then what's it doing? It is build wall and trap in zone with most of own settlements. Right, where has it got the most settlements? It has 1 here. It has 2 here. So it would build a wall here. It can't. So it builds a wall here instead. But it does place a trap there. Okay, that's the main action done. Then it's going to influence the engineer. Roll the dice. 2 cubes on the engineer. Which one's the engineer? This one. Am I bothered about that? No, I don't think I am. Okay, so 2 cubes on the engineer. That is yellow done. Now we go into blue. What dice has blue got left? It's got a backpack, so it's going to use the backpack. And it's going to place it on the patrol space, which is over here. So it goes on the top space. We get a trampler and a raptor. So trampler and raptor. Oh, that's getting a bit dangerously close. And then it patrols. So what we do is we take the highest one. They're both 3. So I'm not sure which one we take. Did I lose followers for losing the settlement? So I lost followers because I caused the breach. I didn't lose followers for losing the settlement. Yeah, I thought if a trampler attacks the settlement, you lose the settlement. And if a raptor attacks the settlement, you lose the followers. But I lost 2 followers because it was me that caused the breach. I think that's right. Take the top one. Okay, thank you. There you go. So there's the patrol action done. Then influence security. Was that a roll? Yeah, that was a roll. So 1 cube on chief of security. Is that going to bother me? No, that's not going to bother me. Right. Okay, so I think we are done with the AI's turn. So that goes there, We replenish the spots. And it is back to me. So I have 1 turn left. This is my last turn of the game, and I'm going to have to place my backpack. I mean, I could place this, but it cost me 2 followers. What do I want to do? I don't know. I'm pretty sure I have got both of these areas sewn up. I don't really want to cause a fight here, or do I? No, I do. Ah, this might get through. There might be a breach here. Because these are both light. If this wall doesn't work, there's going to be potentially a breach there. So, yeah, so I don't think I want to do that. There's also some points at the end of the game for stuff that you've got left up here. So I think I probably want to play it safe. Okay. The final version will have reference numbers on each patrol card. Great, because the rulebook says choose the one with the lowest number, and these current ones don't have any numbers on. We have 2 stories left, so I know what I'm doing for my secondary action. I just don't know what I'm doing for a primary action, but it will be to place a backpack. I could go on a patrol. Have I got any soldiers? I have 2 soldiers. I could go on a patrol. Is that going to get me anything? I don't think it is. Okay, so there could be a breach here. There could be a dino attack here. Am I bothered about that? No. Because I'm not going to lose anything. If there is a breach here, I'm not going to lose anything. So I'm actually going to put the backpack here, which causes a trampler and a raptor to arrive. And then out of the military actions, I am going to choose... oh, it's a story to place. Okay, well, I'm going to do it. I am going to choose the spend a story to place 2 military units, and they are going to be placed in here. And I'm going to place 1 on that space and 1 on that space. Okay, so that gets me 1 Valor and 1 Safeguard. Okay, so that's the first of those actions. The second action, I am going to lose a follower to gain a story. And then my third action, I will just gain a soldier. Just gain a light soldier. There you go. Okay, and my secondary action is to spend these 2 stories to place 2 influence cubes on... That's going to be worth 6. This is going to be worth 9. So I need to make sure I've got that one. We're playing a little physics balancing game here with these. It's quite cool. So yeah, I'm going to place them on there. Okay, so that's my secondary action done. I could take majority in the trading section, says Amanda. In the training section, yeah, I could have done, couldn't I? Yeah, well, I might do that. Yeah, we'll see what happens. That wasn't planned. Losing more settlements is your only real concern. Yes, I thought so. Okay, so we're done. That was my last turn. So we have the AIs, and then we're going to finish off, and I'm going to go downstairs for a nice cup of hot chocolate. Or maybe Horlicks. Or maybe both. I've been having Horlicks 50-50 mixed with hot chocolate. If you've never tried it, it's amazing. Anyway, Fist, Cobra, X. Fist, Cobra, X. I'm getting into this now. It's taken me a while, but I'm getting into it. Okay, so yellow player is... What dice have we got left? It will use its own dice first. So it's using a book, and it's going to go on the military action, which is there. So we get a trampler and the roll of a dice. So let's do the trampler first. Trampler plus the roll of the danger die. Ooh, Raptor, Trampler, Raptor. Wow. Okay. Raptor, Trampler, Raptor. It's close. It's very close. Okay, and then it is doing the military action, and it is performing the standard deployment of soldiers. So 1 light, 1 heavy, where it's got the most settlements, which is here. this area is fully defended and it's full. So in which case it goes to the next one. So this one is going to go, there's 3 there, there's 2 there. It's a light soldier, it will go where there's 3. And then the heavy soldier goes here. There you go, I think that's right. Add a drop of rum to help restful sleep, says Peter. Thank you for joining in, Peter. We don't have any rum. I do need to get rum. I like rum. What are these cards doing here? We don't need them now. Let's tidy up. Okay, so that's the military action done. Secondary action, increase colour die. Well, there's no white dice left in the pool. Is there any white dice left on the board? Yes, there's 2. There is a hammer and a loudhailer. Which one is it going to take? It's going to take the loudhailer. So it takes that. Don't think this matters much at this stage. Where was it? It was there, I think. Loudhailer, right. And build settlement fewest. So where it has the fewest settlements, well, it has no settlements here and no settlements here. So we look at the opposite card, which says protection. So it's here, clockwise, here. So it builds in there. Okay. Final turn. Oh, dino attack. No dino attack. Final turn is for blue. So it's going to use my dice, but it doesn't lose followers because it's a cheaty AI. Protection, fortification, which is, there is a space. So we get a trampler and a raptor, and there is no final battle. Okay. So how many dino attacks was that? 5 or 6, I think. It's then going to build a wall and a trap in the zone with the most of its own settlements, which again is here, but it's full. So it builds the wall here, but it does build the trap here. Okay, and then the secondary action is perform deployment of soldiers in opposite zone. So opposite zone is training, so it gets a light and a heavy in training. So the light one is going to go here because it's in there's 3 in that column, and then therefore the heavy one is going to go here. Okay, and that, I believe, is the end of the game. We now do dino attack if there was one. There isn't one. So now we do the 3rd assembly. So I've got this region, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep, so I get that tile. I've definitely got this tile as well. And here I am tied. So thank you very much, Amanda, for pointing it out. But yeah, I've got 2 in here and yellow's got 2. So I just need to check the rules on what happens if you are tied. Assembly reward. If you tie with 1 dissenter, you receive votes equal to half the zone's population rounded down instead of the tile. So this is worth 4 votes. So I get 2. I'm going to remember this because I'm going to multiply these. So 2 for here. Here I get the tile, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So that's 9. And then here, so 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. So 19 votes doubled because we are in assembly 3 to 38. Wow. So it does ramp up. 38 onto 22 is 61. Nice. Okay. So that's the votes done. I'm not even in here, so I don't get anything for here. And you don't count the votes for the other players, so we don't need to do that. We'll do the rewards for the chief for these officers, because I haven't made the follower thing yet. I think I might have messed this up. Yeah, I might have messed this up. Oh dear. Well, let's see. So I'm not on here at all. Here I am, and I've got 3 patrols, so I get 6. There you go. Here, oh no, I'm fine. Here I have the most cubes, so I've got loads of settlements, and I've got 3 of my own dice, so that's 9. Yeah, we're fine. I panicked there for a minute. Okay. And here, I'm 3rd place on here, so I don't get anything for here. Okay. Right, so that is the soldiers scored. That is the assembly scored. There is now final end of game scoring, which is you tally the player's contribution across all defense areas. So green has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think we count traps as well. Yeah, Okay, blue has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So blue's got 10, 12. Green's got 5, yellow's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so it would have been 8, then 3, then 0. So I don't get any followers for that. For each food, modern resource, story and soldier, I get 1 follower. I got nothing. Oh no, I've got 1 soldier. 1 soldier, so I get 1 follower. And then 2 followers for each pair of safeguard and valor. I have 2 valor, 2 safeguard, so that's worth 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and I think that is it. Okay, so did I achieve the victory conditions? Yes, I needed 55 followers, 40 votes, and a maximum of 5 settlements destroyed. I did have 5 settlements destroyed because I messed up at the start, but I did get 55 followers. In fact, I got 65 and I got 61 votes. So if I was playing on the harder difficulty setting, I would have lost because I lost the settlements. But if I'd have played better at the start, protected the settlements, all I needed was a few more followers and I would have beaten it on the pioneer level as well. Wow. There you go. That is the solo mode. That took a lot longer than I expected, but as I've said a couple of times, it's my first time playing it. I am obviously playing slowly because I am explaining how we went in. Oh, Amanda says followers on the board too. Oh, I thought they'd already been scored. Okay, well in which case I get 4 more followers. Oh, look at that. So yeah, I was very close to pioneer. Very, very close. But yeah, it wouldn't be 3 hours if you were playing it at home. Sure, your first game, reading through the solo rules and playing it might be 3 hours. I'm going to ask Ben, John and David, how long do you think a solo game of this would take? My guess is 90 minutes. And yes, the rulebook is still work in progress. It's a pretty good rulebook. It just needs a few little tweaks and it needs lots of examples about where you place the soldiers based on certain conditions. Other than that, yeah, the rulebook at the moment is pretty good. And the bit with the combat rewards definitely needs a bit more explanation. So Ben is saying 75 to 90 minutes. Yeah, that's what I thought it would be. I really enjoyed that. Thank you very much for joining me tonight. Thank you very much to Mindclash Games for asking me to create this video. But I didn't just do it because Mindclash Games asked me to do it. In fact, I asked to do this video because a number of people contacted me and said, Paul, the game has a solo mode. Please can you cover the solo mode because we want to see it to help us decide whether it's the kind of game that we're going to back or not. I know a number of people are on the fence about backing the game, and I hope if you are watching this either live now or you're watching this afterwards, if this has helped make up your mind. I don't want to influence people to buy the game. I want to influence people to decide whether they want to buy the game or not. That's what my job is here. Is not to sell you the game, to show you what it's like, to see if you want to buy the game yourself. However, saying that, and although I'm not going to do a review of this game, this is a Mindclash Games game. If you like Trickerion, Anachrony, Cerebria, you are probably going to like this game. I would bet money that if you like those other games, you're going to like this one as well. It has the Mindclash Games DNA running all the way through it. And yeah, a very strong development team behind it. My TTS skills are good. Thank you very much. TTS is great once you get to know it. The magnify tools. I mean, I didn't even use the zoom tool, but there is a zoom tool as well that I didn't use. And yeah, it's a great little tool. So TS is here, who's been here from the start. Thank you very much for joining in. You've got to go and do your chicken run. Solo play is probably the most you should be playing it. So yeah, doing it on TTS would be ideal. The pirates took your treasure chest. Oh dear. Well, this is available, right? It's on TTS right now, but I would wait until tomorrow because the mod that they sent me this afternoon, I have modified the mod. I have moved things around so that things are, I think, in a better place. I am going to speak to them tomorrow. I'm going to get them to update this mod. Hopefully they'll do that tomorrow, and then they can update, they can upload the website and they can upload the new version of the mod, and then you can play it solo yourself. As I say, the rulebook is on there, but I'm hoping with this video you've got the hang of it. John says he can play in about 70 to 80 minutes. So yeah, Ben is saying 75 to 90. Johnny's playing is saying 70 to 80 minutes. Yeah, I'm going to say 90 minutes is probably what it would take me. If I was to play this again right now, not on camera, not talking to anybody, I could probably get it done in about 90 minutes. There you go. Episode 2 will play similarly, but with slightly different objectives. Now, I would love to cover Episode 2, the solo version. I would love to cover it before the campaign ends. The campaign is running right now. Let me just see how the campaign is doing. Kickstarter, since we're already overdue. Vicky's downstairs probably thinking, where is he? He said he'd be here at 8:30. So yeah, the Kickstarter has got 5 days to go. So if you want to see me play through Episode 2 solo, let Mindclash know, because I'd love to cover it, but I know that the rules are not quite finished yet. So yeah, let's see. If the rules get finished and we're able to put it on Tabletop Simulator, because that's obviously going to take some time as well, I would love to cover it sometime in the next 5 days. But it needs a whole bunch of things to come together in order for that to happen. And I need to find the time to be able to do it as well, because that's probably going to be 3 hours, I would have thought, for my first one. Right, it's 10 o'clock. Thank you very much to everybody for watching, and a huge thank you to all of my Patreon supporters that make what I do possible. If you like the content that I make and you want to support the show and help make me feel better for staying up at 10 o'clock at night playing games, then yes, please consider supporting me over at patreon.com/gaming rules. Other than that, I'm going to say goodnight now. I will be back Friday. I don't think I've got any live streams tomorrow. Tomorrow I'm playing Stefan Feld's new game, Bonfire, but that's not going to be live streamed. I've probably got a couple of fun live videos tomorrow. I might do a live unboxing of High Rise and something else. But I'll be back on Friday. I'm going to be doing a solo playthrough of Spirit Island in the afternoon. And then I'm going to be doing a multiplayer playthrough of Vindication on Friday. So if you're interested in either of those games, keep an eye on the channel. I will be putting those videos up there ready for Friday. Other than that, yeah, I will say goodnight. Thank you very much for watching. This was thoroughly enjoyable, and I will see you all next time. Take care, everybody. Bye now. Gaming Rules is proudly sponsored by Game Toppers, upgrading your gaming experience. Visit GameToppersLLC.com.